Hello and welcome in to everybody tuning in on TikTok and YouTube. Thank you guys all so much for being here today. We're experiencing some technical issues. So right now I'm going to go ahead and take the opener of this stream to take a look at that YouTube stream, make sure that it's high, good quality. We just had indoor streams everywhere. This is our second go around because if you haven't noticed yet, we're not where we usually are. We're not at our home studio. We're on the go. We're traveling. Right now, we're in an Airbnb in Los Angeles, California, because I'm out here to film a Jubilee episode. Now, the issue that we've been experiencing, is a little bit lower than usual internet connection speed. So my upload speed isn't exactly too high, if you know those specifics, but I had my bit rate, that's a technical term, and my quality just a little bit higher than what my internet connection will allow. So we just dropped the quality of the stream. If you're watching on TikTok, maybe it looks a little bit more fuzzy than usual. If you're watching on YouTube, maybe it looks a little bit more fuzzy than usual. But at least we will still be able to do a stream compared to having it completely just crash the fuck out and not be able to do anything at all. But anyways, that aside, welcome in for everybody who's connecting and tuning in for the first 2,000 people over on TikTok, for the first 600 people on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here today. If you've never been here before, we debate Trump supporters. We try to get them from the wrong side of history to the right side of history. The right side of history being the side of history that rejects Trump, okay? Because he's a madman, he's a lunatic, he's a tyrant. Today, even MAGA is turning on him. That's the breaking news. We're going to get into that shortly. But before we do, if you're watching over on TikTok, y'all, hop inside of the guest requests. If you happen to be an American adult that still somehow supports Donald J. Trump as president, and as soon as we're done going over the breaking news of the afternoon, we'll go ahead and get you up here and we'll have those discussions. Now, the breaking news of the day is a little bit crazy, all right? To an extent where even MAGA is beginning to turn on Donald Trump on Truth Social. So yesterday, and this is incredibly sad, Rob Rayner and his wife, Michelle Rayner, were murdered in their home here in Los Angeles. And if you don't know who Rob Rayner is, you've probably seen his movies. He's made a bunch of them. The most notable, one of the movies of his that I've watched a handful of times would be The Wolf of Wall Street. And according to people.com, last night, his wife and himself were murdered by their son in their home in Los Angeles and discovered by the cops a handful of hours after it took place. Now, in response to this, we've seen an outcry from many people on the left and the right saying that it's really sad that Rob Rayner was murdered, either because they enjoyed his movies, they enjoyed his politics, or both. Because not only was Rob Rayner a great, sorry, not Rob Rayner, Rob Reiner. There we go, Rob Reiner. Not only was Rob Reiner a great movie producer, a creative visionary, but he was also a really good American. He was a true American patriot. He stood opposite and adjacent to the Trump administration and what they're doing. And in October, he actually went on MSNBC, or what is now known as MS Now, and gave an interview going over the tyranny of the Trump administration. Now, if you know anything about Trump, then you know he despises the people that despise him unconditionally. Whoa. Oh, excuse me. That's kind of gross. Excuse me. Anyways. Whoa. He despises the people that despise him. Unconditionally so. Unconditional love? No. Unconditional hate. That's what we see from Trump. So in response to Rob Reiner's and his wife's passing, Donald Trump went on Truth Social and he said, very sad thing that happened last night to Rob Reiner. A tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new highs as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. So not only did Donald Trump center himself and make this about himself, I mean, he literally said the reason why Rob and his wife were murdered is because Rob was crazy and made people angry with his anti-Trump rants. That is so disrespectful. That is unbelievably unprofessional. That is unbelievably unpresidential, and insane. Insane that that's what we're hearing from the president. But then he went on to say that he had TDS, that he was crazy, and just shit on him. He said that he got himself murdered because he was crazy, and he was crazy because he doesn't like me. Now, this is Donald Trump taking it too far. And that's obvious. That's obvious to me. That's obvious to you if you're watching at home. And surprisingly, it's obvious to so many Trump supporters. MAGA is turning on him at mass. I'm going to go ahead and read you guys some of the Truth Social replies to this post that we just read together. The first reply is from Bell, who says, "Sir, Mr. President, I love you. I support you 100%, but I do not support this post. Highly inappropriate, tacky, and tasteless." The second response from Rebecca: "I love you, but this is seriously distasteful." The third response from somebody named Genetics: "Oh, sir, please take this down." The fourth response: "Terrible response to this tragedy, unbecoming of the office of the president. I voted for you 3 times, but this is beyond pale." So this is it. For a lot of Trump supporters, we're finally seeing the eyes open. We're finally seeing one of those moments that we don't see too often where his own base eats him, okay? Right? I'm surprised that him calling for the execution of the Democrats didn't do it. I'm surprised that J6 didn't do it, that this is doing it. But, you know, at the same time, I'm happy that something is, because America needs to wake up. We all need to wake up. This is crazy. Now, will Donald Trump still have support? Absolutely. Will Donald Trump still continue to, have his cult base? Absolutely. Will the same people in the replies under his Truth Social post probably forget about this and then move on in 3 days? Absolutely. Okay. But it's still good to see some public backlash against President Donald J. Trump. I love to see MAGA turning on him, even if it's just for right now, because that is a distasteful and gross post made by the president. Now, at this point in time, guys, we are going to go and hop into the debates with MAGA. So if you are one of the very first people hanging out in here with us for the day, guys, go ahead and hop inside of the guest requests over on TikTok if you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. And please do keep in mind, guys, I would really appreciate it if you could keep the trolls to a minimum today, just because for today, we're only going to be live for 2 hours. I have to film a Jubilee episode later today. That's why we're in LA. That's why we're in this setup in the studio on the go. And because of that, I won't be able to be on for too long. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to be able to go live at all today, but we somehow were able to find a couple hours to carve out here, so that's super exciting. Naomi, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat, who says, "All right, let me start a random conversation while I'm at it. What's everybody's favorite fast food restaurant?" Just because. Well, it looks like, Naomi, you have a couple of responses there, but I appreciate you for the $10. Let's go ahead and hop into those debates, everybody. Hop inside of the queue if you're an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, please. We're going to get that first guest up in the box right now. And if you are one of the very first 6,000 people hanging out with us in the stream over on TikTok, folks, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. Y'all already know it. We're going to get that very first guest up of the day right now. I don't know if this is the real champion MAGA or a troll. Hey, are you the real one or the troll?
I'm playing Geometry Dash.
Oh my God. Okay, get out of here. Get out of here. There's this TikTok user by the name of Champion MAGA, and they're a crazy Trump supporter that said that they'd debate me, and I haven't seen them since. But dude, some little kid made a fake account using their profile picture and their name, and I always bring them up, and I just never know if they're the troll or not. But anyways, moving on. What's up, Pops? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Your bio says
that's a fat lie. I was gonna try and troll, but I forgot what to do.
Okay, I'm gonna kick you, obviously, because you're not a Trump supporter. I just read your bio there. Are you legitimately an eco-fascist?
Yeah.
Very interesting. I've met a couple eco-fascists in my time. Moving on to the next guest. I've met a couple eco-fascists in my time. Moving on to the next guest right now. Oh no, are we glitching? Oh no, we might be glitching a little bit. No, there's no shot. 1 second.
Huh?
Hey, what's going on? How old are you?
Fine, and you?
How old are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. 1 second, guys. We got a glitch on TikTok. No! All right, I'm gonna fix this shit real quick. No one go anywhere. No one go anywhere. We know the fix. This is crazy. Oh my God, this is so fucking annoying, bro. Holy shit. No one go anywhere. Just stay. All right. And if you're on YouTube, obviously this isn't impacting you. But we gotta restart the TikTok stream. We don't technically have to restart it. We just have to force close out of the TikTok program and then reopen it. We are dealing with a shit today, guys. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make this on the go stream setup work, which sucks. Which bigly sucks. So we might just end up taking a vacation. We might just end up taking a vacation. Okay. All right, we're back. We're back, everybody. So whenever it glitches, just hold on to your horses because we'll be back. Is it still glitching? It is still glitching. There we go. Okay, we should be back now. Hi everybody, we're back. Whenever it glitches, just hold on to your horses, and then we'll just have to hit that little thing that we just did right there. I don't know why it's glitching so much. I honestly I have no clue what's going on. I'm really sorry for that, folks. Hopefully we don't run into that issue again. For the 5,000 people that are in here, y'all just make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen and showing out this live with a handful of friends. I'm sorry that it continues to glitch. It's super weird, but anyways, we're gonna get back to the debates. Only op-ed side of the queue if you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, please. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could please follow our rules. And by the way, if you do want to support me, you can find our Venmo or our PayPal in the link tree in the bio on TikTok. Pin message over on YouTube. Appreciate you guys for the love. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Hello?
Age?
Oh my god, sorry, I'm really nervous.
Okay, guys, if you are inside of the queue, you have to be A, an American, B, an adult, and C, a Trump supporter, okay? There's no exceptions here. Please stay out of the queue if that's not you. Follow the rules. Come on, y'all. You guys already know it, right? We have limited time. We have 2 hours. We have a crazy TikTok glitch that keeps on freezing the stream, putting us back to square one. Just help us out here by following the rules. Welcome in, Turk. Do you support Trump?
Hey, this is Dirk Funk here. Of course I support Trump. Who else would I support? Kamala? Gavin Newsom?
Okay, are you a troll?
Of course I'm not a troll.
Okay, so why do you support Trump?
Well, he's the greatest president we've had in the past 100 years.
Why is that?
We have the most secure border in the history of our country after Joe the Autopen Biden let millions upon millions of illegals invade our country.
No fucking shot.
We got rid of DEI in our government. Go ahead.
Oh
What?
my god, it's glitching again. This is so fucking annoying, dude. Holy cow, man. What is going on? This is a hardware glitch, too. I don't even know if we'll be able to do a stream today. Can you guys still hear me? Because I know,
hear you, Dino. We hear you.
yeah, it's fine on YouTube. It's just like this issue that keeps on reoccurring on TikTok, and it looks like a hardware issue. I don't.
If you put your phone in your microwave, it may work. It'll
Yeah.
heat up the components and it'll rejiggerate the components.
Okay, this is what if we start and stop the virtual camera? Wait, yeah, TikTok Live Studio is just not responding. Can you still hear me?
I hear you, brother. I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, this is insane. All right, everybody on TikTok, we're gonna hit a restart. Dirk, you want to hop in the new queue?
Yes, sir. Whatever you say,
Cool.
Dean.
Yeah, so for everybody hanging out with us on YouTube, we're experiencing some really weird hardware technical difficulties, which is insane. So there we go. Okay, I think that this is what I got to do. Okay, I think I'm figuring it out. Okay, I think that we're figuring it out. Okay, we're back. So I'm trying to fix it. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry that we are continuing to experience this this issue. I'm really sorry that we're continuing to have a bunch of issues. We're we're gonna see if this fixes it. I just turned off like the preview on OBS. I turned off the preview on TikTok. I'm minimizing it all. I'm trying my best here to just be able to get like a good looking stream. I'm sorry that this isn't working. If this glitch continues to occur, we might just have to do a hard restart on the laptop. I'm super duper sorry. We're trying to figure this out, folks. We're trying to break through the madness. All right, welcome back in. Do you support Trump? And it's frozen again. Oh my god. And it's back. Are we back? Okay, we are back.
We're back, Dean. We're back.
Okay, what's up? So why do you support Trump?
Well, I mean, like I was saying, he's the greatest president we've had in the past 100 years. We have the most secure border in the history of our country after Biden let in millions of illegals and let them invade us. We got rid of DEI in our government, making it so blacks and women don't get promoted just because they're black or a woman. We got men out of women's sports. We have tariffs getting implemented, which is the greatest economic tool in the history of our country. We had the largest tax cuts passed in the history of our country. I mean, what more do you want out of this man?
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot that you said there that's definitely worth correcting. So first and foremost, let's call black people, not blacks. I think that the term blacks has been used incredibly derogatorily, not just current day, but historically. So we could call black people, black people. And additionally, I mean, what you said about DEI is just simply not true. DEI doesn't give promotions to women because they are women. DIA doesn't give promotion to black people because they're black people. All that DIA does is it ensures that black people aren't being fired because they're black, and women aren't being fired because they're women, or black people aren't being not hired even though they have qualifications because they're black, or women aren't being not hired even though they have qualifications because they're women. Also, like, Donald Trump hasn't done anything to get rid of DEI. One thing that he has done is he took down an executive order passed by the Biden-Harris administration that didn't have any specific executive function, just simply gave a direction to federal departments to ensure that they weren't discriminating within their hiring practices. So that was just pure and blatant misinformation. I'm happy that I could correct that. And then your first point was,
you're okay with what Trump is doing to DEI then, right? Because he hasn't touched it.
So no, I'm not okay with his.
You
executive
endorse
order.
his DEI policy because he hasn't actually done anything. Is that what
I
you're
told
saying?
you that he passed an executive order that repealed a Biden-Harris that repealed a Biden-Harris executive order that basically just directed federal agencies to not discriminate within their hiring processes.
But we still have DEI in the government, right? So that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, the only DEI written on paper that he's overturned so far was that executive order, and like I just told you,
Right. So your claim is we still have DEI in the government, right?
Sure,
we still have it though, so you're happy.
Sure, I'm still sure that there's some limits.
Equity.
I'm still sure that there's some limits, on federal agencies to not discriminate within their hiring practices. So there's going to be some DI in the government. I'm really happy that that's there. And I think that Donald Trump is okay. So you're not listening to me, my friend.
Well, you're talking about something else. DEI is related to promotions, not hiring.
Okay, so
affirmative action was declared as unconstitutional.
So what has Donald Trump done? So affirmative action is within the college system, not within hiring practices.
Of course it is.
Businesses. So then what
of course it is. What do you mean? Affirmative action is not
I would really
specific to colleges.
I would really appreciate it if you could allow me to finish speaking.
Well, you're saying false, fake news, but go ahead.
Wait, so if the Biden-Harris executive order surrounding DEI, or is what you want to call affirmative action, is unconstitutional, then why did Donald Trump...
Wrong, I never said that. Never said that.
Well, that's what I've been talking about. That's what I've been calling.
No, well, you've been talking about hiring practices. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, that's what I'm talking about, because that's the only executive
order
that the
has
Trump
to do with
administration has
affirmative
touched.
action.
Okay, sir, you are still interrupting me every 3 words. Can I finish a sentence?
Oh, go ahead. You're saying fake news, but go ahead.
Okay, so if you're not talking about the Biden-Harris administration passing an executive order to attempt to ensure that there's no discriminatory hiring practices within the federal government, and Biden overturning that, then precisely what has Donald Trump done to end DEI?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't know if you know this, but the president is the head of the executive branch, and his policies determine what his reportees, the people under him, do and the way they act, right?
So what policies?
So Donald Trump, at the head of the executive, has made policies to make it so people are no longer promoted simply because of their gender or their race.
What policy?
You could look at his DEI executive orders. It outlines it very clearly.
He passed one executive order on DEI that just repeals the Biden-Harris executive order that we've already talked about.
Then let's read it for the chat.
Yeah, feel free to pull it up and read it for the chat. It's literally just repealing the Biden-Harris executive order that I've been talking about this whole time that you said you weren't talking about.
No, I was making the claim that you're lying about. You're
lying about the nature of this quote-unquote anti-DEI policy.
You were saying in the same breath that he didn't do anything to DEI, but you also don't like his policies on DEI.
Well, according to you, it's not DEI, it's affirmative action. You said that, not me.
Well, this executive order doesn't have to do with hiring. It has to do with promotions.
Okay, what's the executive order?
Executive order. Well, it was signed on day one.
So
Ending radical and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing.
Let's see. I
January 20th, 2025.
Yeah, so let's read through this together.
Go ahead.
Executive order eliminates any and all, quote unquote, DEI programs at the federal government. The termination includes chief diversity officers, equity action plans, environmental justice offices, equity-related grants/contracts, as well as diversity, equity, and inclusion requirements. Okay, so could you give me a specific example of
I
a
thought all he
requirement that
did
was
was
removed that you support?
repeal a Biden executive order. That's weird.
Yeah. Chances are that these are
Chances are.
I'd argue that chances are that these specific actions taking place within the executive order, such as repealing quote unquote environmental justice offices, were implemented under the executive order signed into law by the Biden-Harris administration. Now, what is one specific quote unquote DI regulation that did exist in our federal government that was removed with this executive order that you think makes America great again?
I couldn't care less. Any DEI any DEI department, any DEI policies.
I know. I'm just asking
hinder
you.
the United States of America. I don't know any specific examples. I don't work for the government.
Wait. So then, how do you know that it was truly hindering America?
Well, because DEI in practice is making it so people aren't promoted by merit. It's promoting people on gender and race.
But how do you know that if you don't know the specifics? Because what it just sounds like.
So what do they do during these DEI training classes?
Because what it just sounds like is that Donald Trump could label anything that he doesn't like as DEI, then remove it, and you'll say, yes, let's go. Okay, right? But just because Donald Trump says one moment. Just because Donald Trump says something is DEI, just because Donald Trump uses that phrase to refer to something that is true of like a federal agency, the federal government, so on and so forth, doesn't mean that in all reality, this is legitimately something in which is harmful to the United States of America or would slow down the efficacy and productiveness of the federal government, right? So what I'm asking you for is a specific example of something that was removed with the use of this executive order that helps in making America great again. Because as far as I'm concerned, when I'm looking at the productivity of the federal government, I'm pretty sure that that is something that is legitimately hindered when we have a president that's calling for the death of his political opponents. Because instead of the American people focusing on coming together, unifying, and trying to push this country in a positive direction for progression, instead now, well, because Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, said that it's okay to call for the deaths of your political opponents, right? And is now laughing at the death of Rob Rayner last night, saying that he died because he was just, such a anti-MAGA, tedious, crazy person. Or Donald Trump refusing to feed 16 million starving children, such as he did for the last 12 days of the government shutdown, passing the worst bill in American history, big beautiful bill, taking one of the worst bills in modern American history, taking 10 million
greatest bills in
history,
off of
Medicaid, 3 million people off of food stamps. That is going to entrench
pivot, dodge.
The government. But once again,
notice
as far
all
as it
the
relates,
dodging and ducking and weaving you're doing.
So it sounds like dodging, ducking, and weaving if you have an IQ under 30 and you can't track a simple sentence. I think that my argument is clear. My argument is that you don't really know what Donald Trump removed with the use of this.
What does the big beautiful bill have to do with this DEI executive order? Can you tell me?
Yeah, of course. So I think my argument is clear if you have an IQ over 30. The argument would be the fact that you can't specifically name any provisions that were true of our federal government before January 20th, 2025.
Well, I already told you.
So I'm trying to answer your question. So if you're gonna ask me a question, I'd really appreciate if you allow me a chance to. No. You asked me a question. I actually didn't ask you a question. You asked me one. The question that you asked me was, what does the big, beautiful bill have to do with DI practices? And then I said, if you have an IQ over 30, you'd be able to track the argument pretty simply. The argument would be the fact that you don't know any of the specific provisions that were true of federal agencies before January 20th of this year that are not true now because of Donald Trump's executive orders on the issue, right? Which I would say would amount to a baseless argument with no evidence whatsoever. You're basically virtue signaling. You're rhetorically screen grabbing at this phrase, DEI, and you're arguing that because Donald Trump said DEI bad, an executive order said DEI no longer, that now all of a sudden the federal government is more effective. I'm asking you for these specific examples of what provisions were true of the federal government that are no longer true because of the Trump administration to understand what productivity this executive order generated within the federal government.
Let's take a look at the environment.
And then to answer your question, what would the relevance be of, like me bringing up the big, beautiful bill? What would the relevance be of me bringing up Donald Trump calling for the, death of his political opponents? Well, I'm saying that you can't specifically and enumerably articulate, right, what productivity Donald Trump has brought into the federal government with the use of this executive order, but I could specifically articulate, right, how Donald Trump has damaged the productivity of the federal government with these other things that he's done or said.
Yeah, and if you'll let me answer for once instead of muting me every 3 seconds, the DEI trainings and the materials that these employees have to do on taxpayer dime is a waste of time. It makes people not productive. It makes people think about race and gender in a way that they shouldn't. They should be thinking about how can I accomplish my job in the most productive manner, right? These DEI trainings are an absolute waste of time.
Can you give
We
me a
shouldn't be
specific
funding
example?
it. An example of a training that people do in the government?
Yeah,
No, I
that they
can't.
did do that they don't do anymore.
Well, this executive order specifically says the removal of any DEI trainings.
Exactly. Any DEI training. So first and foremost,
Yeah.
how are we defining DEI training? And then second of all, did this type of training exist
Oh,
in
so
particular
now it's a
federal agencies that doesn't
semantical
anymore?
thing. Oh, what is DEI? If you think about it, any training
that's
could
such a
really
that's,
be
that's such a
DEI
fair
in a
question.
way.
That's such a fair question. The Trump
Everybody knows
administration
what
is def-
DEI is.
Wait, so
right?
then it should be
Everybody
pretty easy
knows
to tell me what DEI
is.
training is.
Yeah, DEI training. Oh, you're going to spend 2 hours in a workshop saying, oh, you can't mistreat somebody because they're a woman and women's ideas are valuable and you need to take all these diverse opinions into account.
Oh, wait, so you
That's
think
a
it's wrong to be
DEI
telling
training.
federal employees that being misogynistic is bad?
Well, actually, you know what? I mean, I think people aren't misogynistic. I think normal people will treat people with respect based on the work that they do, their work ethic, the way that they
I've
present
quote unquote
themselves.
normal people come up onto the stream every single day and argue that men are better at leading than women. Yes, a lot of American men specifically are incredibly misogynistic.
Well, I mean, on average, that is true, but that doesn't necessarily.
You're one of the two.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that you
yeah,
dismiss
yeah,
women's
yeah.
opinions just because they're a woman.
So why do you think men are better at leading than women?
Well, I mean, it's just a natural instinct that men have. Women are more of providers and nurturers, and men are leaders and people who actually get things done.
Okay,
That's
so
just the way the
so
world
your
works.
argument is men are better at leading than women because men are better at leading than women. That's a circular position, my friend.
I mean, sure, we're intrinsically better at leading. I mean, I don't know what to
Well,
tell
says
you.
who? Like, what's the evidence for this?
All of human history,
What about human history tells us that men are better at leading than women?
every civilization is built on men. All of your rights are protected by men. Every single war was won by men. I mean, can you name me a civilization that was built by women?
Okay, so your argument is that,
No.
that we've seen more men in positions of leadership compared to women. Therefore, this must mean that therefore men are better at performing in these positions
Yeah,
compared
obviously.
to women.
How did they get to that leadership
your
position?
your logic is false, and I could.
How'd they
prove
get
it.
to that leadership position if they're not better at it?
Yeah, because other people think like you. Other people falsely assume that
Yeah,
men are better at leading
including
than
women.
One moment.
Including women. Do you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
women
So-
in the 1300s?
Yeah, there is some women out there, right, that think men are better at leading than women. But just because a woman thinks it to be true doesn't mean that
Yeah,
that
'cause
is
it
the
is
case.
true.
Okay, well, I'm trying to prove
Well,
it
I mean,
wrong if you're going to
when
allow
you
me to
say
speak.
it's true-
I think that you're scared. I think that you're scared of allowing me to give a counter argument to your position, which is why you're interrupting me.
Well, you're strawmanning me, but go ahead.
How am I strawmanning you? Be very specific.
Well, you're implying that I'm saying no woman is good at leading. That's not what I'm saying.
I asked
All
you
I'm
the question.
saying is on
No, no,
average,
wait.
men typically
how
are
did I
better
make that?
leaders
How
than
did I
women.
make
It's
that
pretty
implication?
simple.
How did I make that implication?
I don't know. The stuff
Oh,
that
you
you're
don't know
saying,
how I
so
made that
you- so you
implication? Wait. So you're saying that I strawmanned you by making that implication, but then when I ask you how I made that
So you
implication, you
agree
can't
I
answer the
didn't say
question.
that.
So therefore, it is
You
the
agree
case.
I didn't say that.
One moment, just let me speak. So therefore, it is the case that you don't know how I strawmanned you.
Okay, so you agree I didn't say that.
No.
right?
Concede. Therefore,
no,
it is
no.
the case that I didn't strawman you. Admit it.
How can I concede? You still didn't admit I didn't say that.
No. What I
You
very
were
specifically
implying I said that.
what I very specifically want you to concede on is the fact that you argued that I strawmanned you by implying that you are arguing that all men are better at leading than all women, and that I asked you how I made that implication, and you said, "quote unquote," I don't know. So in other words,
So I will
you don't know how I
concede if
made
you
the
admit I
implication
didn't say
that you're
that.
arguing, right?
How could I concede if I don't know that's what you meant?
Okay, well, I mean, I'm happy to clarify for you. So no, we
Okay, so
understand that your
did I
position
say
is.
all men are better at leading?
So we understand that your position is that generally men are better at leading than women, not that all men are better at leading than women.
Right.
Okay, so then admit that when you accused me of strawmanning, that was bad faith.
Okay, if that's what you
anti-intellectualist,
assumed I meant,
terrible.
then yeah, I concede.
All right, good boy. Appreciate you so much. So now to get on to the counter argument, lowbrow, right? Happy that we could finally get here. You know, we got a real dense guest on the line. So your argument that because there's been more male leaders throughout history than female leaders in history means that therefore men are better at leading than women, right, is false logic. And I could prove that to be the case. Just because a particular demographic of individuals, right, is more predominantly like serving in any given field than another demographic of individuals doesn't mean that they're better at competing in that field. A good example of this would be surgeons. So the field of surgery is disproportionately dominated by men. 85% of all surgeons are men. The remainder, 15%, are women. However, the American Medical Association, in conjunct with the Journal of the American Medical Association, the JAMA, they did a study on the outcomes of surgeons and surgery predicated on the fact that the surgeon was either a male or the surgeon was a female. And what they found is that when you're operated on by a female in comparison to a male, you're significantly less likely to die as a consequence of your surgery, as well as you're just generally less likely to take away negative byproducts or negative consequences outside of death following your surgery. However, the thing is this is antithetical to the logic that you suggested, because you made the suggestion that if a demographic of people dominate in a field, they're better at performing in that field, that therefore because men dominate in the field of surgery, 85% of surgeons are men, we would expect men, in accordance with your logic, to outperform women. However, the facts tell us a different story. The facts tell us women, although they only account for a minority of surgeons, are still yet better at performing in surgery when compared to men. So what this tells us is that your logic is completely fucking false, your logic is completely fucking baseless, and your logic makes no damn sense. And this is only further compounded by
So what
other
relevant
empirical
study
facts.
do you have for women leading civilization? So you pretended that was an analogy, right? So give an analogy for women leading.
Well,
Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. As soon as you could dispute my last point.
Yeah, I mean, I think your last point is moot. I mean, it has nothing to do
Why
with
is
the
that?
topic.
It does.
Because men throughout all of civilization have been building civilizations and leading those civilizations, protecting the rights of individuals within those civilizations. Women have not historically ever done this. There's no stat that you could ever point to that says, oh, women are actually better leading than men because of XYZ, because it doesn't happen.
So
Men
are you
and
just telling
women
me that you don't-
intrinsically realize that men are the leaders
Are you just telling
and
us that you
women
don't?
are the ones who nurture and support.
Are you
I mean, that's just how it is.
Dude, just be honest. You don't understand the point that I made.
Well, the point you made was, oh, let's compare these two
What was
time
the point that I
periods.
made?
And well, you just said women have better outcomes when they perform surgery on.
But what
their
was the
patients.
relevance of that point?
Well, because you're saying, oh, women were they didn't have the ability to become surgeons, and this is analogous because women don't have the ability to become leaders, and we don't even know if women will actually be more effective because those dirty men are holding them down.
No,
That's your.
So
Of course it is.
That wasn't the direct point of the argument.
Of course it was.
No. So the direct point of the argument was to demonstrate that your logic, when you assume that just because a demographic of individuals dominate in a field, therefore they're better at performing in that field than the minority.
Yeah, I'm not
demographic, is
assuming
false.
though. I'm simply observing reality.
Yeah, but can we agree that I proved that logic false by bringing up the fact that men dominate? in
No,
the field of
that's the
surgery,
whole
therefore-
point. We can't agree on that. It's
Okay.
not analogous.
Okay, well, see, the thing is if we were to assume your logic, you would have to argue that because men dominate in the field of surgery, that they'd be better at performing in the field of surgery, when that's just empirically false.
Well, no, we're talking about leading and building civilizations, and you
Wait,
can't
wait,
point to
wait,
one
wait, so then you're special
civilization that
pleading.
was actually built by women.
Wait. So then you're fucking special pleading. So then basically what you're saying is that it is only true that when a demographic of individuals dominate specifically in the field of leadership, that they're better at leading. But when a demographic of individuals dominate in any other field, it doesn't mean that they're better at performing.
It's
in that
not
field.
just dominate, it's exclusivity. There's no woman-led civilization. There's zero. Name one. Name one.
Wait. So when we look, so who's the leader of America, first and foremost? Let's just clarify.
Okay,
that.
we're not talking about who's the leader,
Well,
right? I
we
understand there's women prime ministers and there's
Yeah,
women heads
yeah.
of state. That's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is men in general, right? We're talking generalities here, have been the ones who lead civilizations.
Wait. No, wait. I'm so sorry. You just contradicted yourself because you went from arguing that there's never been a woman that has led a society to now saying that
here we
there's
go.
generally only been men that have led a society.
Well, no, the point was generally men are better at leading than women. Here, let's make sure you follow this.
You
clearly.
listen. You can't even follow
I mean,
yourself.
you could laugh and
No.
cope. You could
Listen.
laugh and cope. That doesn't make you right.
There's no cope here because you just contradicted yourself.
You're coping right now. You're not even following.
You're coping, my friend. The way that
You're not even trying.
the way that you're specifically coping is because you said that there's only been men that lead societies, right? Then I was like, well, let's just first clarify.
Nope, I said
who
built
leads.
civilizations.
Thank you so much. So please don't interrupt me while I speak.
Well, you're straw manning. Now
not-
you're really straw manning.
So I'm not straw manning your position.
I said.
Listen.
Men,
If you want a chance to argue that I'm straw manning your position, can you please do that once I'm done speaking?
okay, hurry up.
Good boy. Super good boy. I'm really proud of you. Right? So you just contradicted yourself, or you said that there's only been men that lead societies, right? And then I just ask, just to clarify, like, who's the leader of America? So, we're clear on what a leader even is, right? Because if you say, like, the leader of America is the president, Trump, well, then I could bring up the woman president of Mexico. I could bring up the woman prime minister that we had in Germany, Queen Elizabeth II, the woman PM in Japan, the woman president in India. Okay, I could bring up other facts surrounding New Zealand and other countries at large, right? So then that's when you switch your logic from saying that men are the only ones leading society to now saying, well, it's generally true that men lead society. However, right, if you want to make this argument that it's generally true that men lead societies, okay, I agree that there's more male leaders on the global stage than females. I don't think that this is because men are better at leading than women. I think that this is just because a lot of people think that due to the perpetuation of the patriarchy, traditional gender norms, which places a glass ceiling legally in many circumstances and socially on women that prevent them from getting into those positions of power, because so many people in America and on the global stage have this preconceived notion that men are basically better at leading than women. And when we live in democracies, when people vote, what happens is ultimately that bias would reduce the likelihood that even if a woman is able to get in that position of power to run for the office at all, that she would then be able to win that office. All right. And inside of that conversation, we're not even mentioning all the glass ceilings and social stigmas that would surround women getting and building up into the position that would be required to run for that office in the first place. Now, that aside, if you're now arguing that it's just generally true, okay, that men are like lead more on average compared to women, well, then this is where my counter argument would come into play. This is where what I brought up about how it's also generally true that men perform surgery, since 85% of surgeons are men, right? That doesn't imply that men are better at surgery. We know that as a fact because of the study done by the American Medical Association that I brought up. So therefore, why would the same logic imply that therefore men are better at leading than women? And you can't answer that. And by the way, I also just want to point this one out. The next question that I'd like to ask you, and I think that this is going to be a more productive way to
gallop and don't let me respond. Yeah, good one. You just coped and strawman for like 5 minutes straight. I never said there was no woman who led a country for the 5th time. I said there have been no women who have built civilizations, right? That's a very different point.
What do you mean by building civilizations?
You don't know what building civilizations means?
Yeah,
the founding of countries,
I don't know what
the
you mean when you
founding
say
of...
it.
Okay, tell me a country that was founded by women.
Like, are you like saying like women, like for instance, like putting their signature on like a Declaration of Independence, such as we did?
No. I mean,
okay. So then,
like
what do you mean founded?
Yeah, I mean founded as in their leadership led a group of people to build a country or build some sort of empire based on their leadership.
Okay, so just building an empire, building a country. Well, I think that countries are like continually built, right? Like for instance, right? I think that Queen Elizabeth II helped perpetually build, right, the country of the United Kingdom. I think that the current president of Mexico is a woman, is perpetually helping to build the country of Mexico. I think that the new PM of Japan, who's a woman, is helping to perpetually build the country of Japan.
Right. So you're not going to answer the question. You're just going to run from it.
That was a very direct answer to the question.
Okay, so when I say build a civilization, you think that means a president getting elected in 2024? That's what you think I mean?
Yeah, they continue to help build the civilization.
Okay, I mean, if you can't answer it, that's fine.
No, I just think that that is an example of an answer.
Oh, got it. Okay, good one.
So do you mind if I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Perfect. So what do you think the biological distinctions are between men and women that would make men better at leading than women? What is causing this?
Well, I never said it was I guess it is a biological component, something to do in the brain. I don't know if we can necessarily identify. Oh, I don't know. I'm not like a neuroscientist.
Okay, well, like what trait or abilities do men have that women don't? On average,
I mean,
generally.
are you denying? So have you heard of the study where little girls tend to play with dolls and boys play with trucks? before they're exposed to society? Like, have you ever heard that study?
Well, I don't know. It's just me, man. Kids are exposed to society. This is for the same reason we see studies of little kids, specifically like little white kids that will like choose a white doll over a black doll. And if they're asked like what doll they think is more likely to be kind and what doll they think is more likely to be mean, they'll say the white doll is more likely to be kind and the black doll is more likely to be mean. So if you're arguing, right, that, you know, I don't know, the interests of kids are just hard ingrained into people, biologically speaking, are you saying that biologically speaking,
are you denying that?
White
You're denying
people
that?
are you saying that biologically speaking, white people are predestined to be racist specifically towards black people?
Well, do you think it's racist to want to play with a toy that looks like you? Is that racist to you?
Well, now you're straw manning the study because the study didn't determine what doll they wanted to play with, but more so what their takeaways would be from looking at that doll. Like, is this doll more likely to be mean? Is this doll more likely to be violent? Is this doll more likely to be aggressive, right? Which, of course, right, you know, just
I would
so
say
happen
that's
to be,
ingrained in them, for
right,
sure.
the generational stereotypes surrounding black Americans, right, onset by white Americans that didn't want them to gain power. So you're now arguing that white people are ingrained to be specifically racist against black people.
And so black people said the white people look nice and friendly. Is that the goal of what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I think the study was
It's only
done, as far
white
as I
people
know,
who didn't
on
prefer
little
their own
white
race?
kids.
It was only white kids. So we have
On the study that I'm looking at. So I just
So
want
how
to
could I
clarify.
make
Are
the
you
claim
arguing
that just white people have that
are
built
you
into
arguing that white people are specifically ingrained, biologically speaking, to think that black people are violent?
Well, I already said if there's no study that looks at the black children, how would I know that if it's just exclusive to whites?
Because we're talking about white people. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about
Yeah, but
white
when you
people.
say white-
The question was
okay,
about
so
white
in-
people. So do you specifically think
you're
that
you're
white
not denying
people
that black
are,
people may not have a similar
we're not talking
disposition?
about black people right now. We're talking about
Okay,
white
okay.
people. So
Yeah,
answer
well,
my question.
I
Are you
would say
arguing?
then yes.
Are you arguing that white people are specifically biologically hard coded, right, to think,
Sure.
that? Oh wait, no. Now the chat's correcting me. I remember this. There was also black kids in the study.
Okay. And what'd they say?
The same thing as the white kids. Internalized racism.
Oh, so
okay,
the
that
black
they were
people
taught
also
by the
said
racist
the
society.
black doll looked mean?
Yeah, so they were at an
So
increased
black people
likelihood,
are racist too?
including the black children. They were at an increased likelihood to sit there and label like the black doll as being at a higher level, right, of being more likely to be a bully, being more likely to be mean, being more likely to be aggressive. Okay, the same as the white kids. And I think what this demonstrates, I think what this proves is that socialization, right, can impact the way people think and feel. Even young children, okay? 4-year-olds. 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, okay? They can be a product of their environment, which, by the way, makes sense. I know that you're not a dad because you're fucking incel. Woman's never let you within a billion feet. But, I bet there are many parents out there
What
that
is a
know
woman, by the
when
way?
you are, and this is where the straw man comes. When you are, a parent raising a child that's 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, right? That they are incredibly impressionable, okay? That they will mimic you. They will mimic the other people that they see. They will mimic what they hear. Okay. They'll imitate what they see in society at large. And because of that, that's why we see both little white kids and little black kids inside of the study being more likely to hold negative racist stereotypes surrounding like the black doll compared to the white
So
doll.
you would say the black children in the study are also racist. That's what you're saying. So black people can be racist.
I'm saying that a racist society can lead towards internal.
Well, hold on. Can you
internalized
answer the question
anti-blackness
instead of
even
running
in
every
young
time?
children?
Can you answer the question instead of running? So
I-
your claim is that
I'm
the
calling
black
it
children in
internal-
this study
I'm
are
calling it
also racist,
So
right?
what it is, it's internalized anti-blackness.
No. Okay, so they are racist.
I don't think that internalized anti-blackness is in the sense of the word that we're
Anti-blackness,
using
you
here
don't think
would be
that's racist?
would be racist the way that we're defining it. But that's a whole other conversation
okay.
that would hinge
So
on
you're
the way in
changing
which
the definition of racism to suit your needs. Got
no,
it.
I'm not changing the definition of racism to suit my needs. I'm using
Yeah,
it the way
you're
that
saying
I've
only
always,
white people could be racist. That's what
Okay.
you're saying.
Right. Well, I'm using
That's what
the,
you're saying.
So I'm using
When
the
black
term.
people are racist,
So I'm using the term racist.
it's
okay,
internalized
one second.
anti-blackness.
So I'm using the
When-
term racist the way that I always have. Sure. I think from this
Yeah, I
structural.
don't care the way you use it. I'm
Okay.
saying the actual
Thank
term
you.
racist.
Okay. Well, so if you're gonna allow me to speak, I think that the way that we're using the term racism in this sense would be structural, meaning that no, I don't think that a little black kid can be racist to other black people, 110%. But guess what? You are now using this as a straw man to move away
But
from
if
the
a
fact.
white kid does the same exact,
Hey, Dirk, I'm gonna go ahead and
then
speak.
they're racist. Got it.
I'm gonna go ahead and speak. Thank you so much. Is it okay if I speak, Dirk?
Yeah, you have my permission. Go ahead.
Okay. Because right now, I'm not even trying to label like a 3-year-old kid as racist. Okay? That's
Yes,
not the
you
goal.
are, actually. You are.
Can you let me speak without interrupting me?
Well, you're saying things that you're not. You just
Thank
said,
you.
would you agree
Thank
with me?
Dirk, I'm really trying to speak here without you interrupting me.
Okay, you have my permission. Go ahead.
Okay. I have your permission?
Yeah, I just gave you permission. Go ahead.
I don't need your permission because I can do it without your
Well, I
permission.
gave it. You have it.
Well, don't worry. I'm going to do it without your permission. Go ahead and continue to speak. I'm just going to spam mute you because I don't need your permission. But anyways, so what I'm trying to argue here isn't that little kids, okay, are racist, okay? What I'm trying to argue here is I think that anti-blackness, right, and racist societal stereotypes, okay, can be ingrained, right, and then mimicked by children predicated on their socialization. So instead of focusing on my point, instead of focusing on the conclusion that I'm trying to yield from this position to counter the position that you gave me earlier, you're instead just trying to get me to say that little black kids are racist. No. I think that this is anti-black and racist socialization, and which can be imprinted and then mimicked at levels by children regardless of their race. And see how I'm able to clear it up. See how I'm able to describe it perfectly. See how I'm able to describe it in a way that everybody gets it, in a way that everybody understands when you let me speak for more than 10 seconds. It's kind of crazy how that works.
The questions you were asking
it's kind of crazy how that works. Now, I'm going to go back to the point that I was making because you tried to use this.
Okay, got it. Go ahead.
It's not gish galloping. It's just getting back to the
Now
point.
I'm going to hop to a completely different topic and not let you respond. That's not gish galloping.
I'm not hopping back to a different topic. I'm going back to the original topic. The reason
So
that I
let me
brought
respond then without you gish galloping.
I want you to very first respond to the original topic, which was the reason why I brought this study up at all. Because you never responded to the reason why I brought this study up. So you said, right, that men are naturally ingrained to have like these interests with trucks. Meanwhile, little girls are naturally ingrained to have this interest with like dolls and Barbies, right? And then you mentioned the study, right? I'm not even sure if it exists or not, that shows like the little boys will naturally, quote unquote, gravitate towards the truck toys. And then the little girls, quote unquote, will naturally gravitate towards the Barbies and the dolls. Okay, right? Well, the reason why I brought the study up that was done to observe, right, the preconceived racial biases of little children that were white and little children that were black was to effectively demonstrate that societal norms and societal stigmas can be ingrained and then mimicked even by children. So in the same way that we will see, right, little white kids and little black kids hold internalized prejudice against the black doll compared to the white doll, okay, because of these racist social stigmas surrounding black people in society today, right? This would also explain why we might see a little boy gravitate towards the truck and a little girl gravitate to the doll, not because, the little boys had a natural gravitation towards the truck, the same way, right, that the white children and the black children didn't have a natural gravitation towards racism, all right? Our biology doesn't make us racist, right? We would argue that this is onset by social stigmas and standards, okay? This is imprinted societalization. So can you please respond to that point? Now, I really don't want you to use this as an opportunity.
I love how you're
to
responding
pivot
to the
into
study
asking
that you didn't read. I love how you're responding to the study that you didn't read.
I don't want you to use this as an opportunity to pivot
You're
to
claiming the findings
racism. I would more so just like you to respond to the meat on the bone, the substance.
Well, the substance was you asked me what biological component specifically makes men better at leading. And the answer was, I don't know. I'm not a neuroscientist, but what I can do is observe reality and see that men are typically better at leading and strategic thinking than women. Now, let me ask you this. Why are men,
you
on average, better at chess than women?
You didn't
Answer
respond.
that one.
You didn't respond to the point.
Of course I did. If you didn't comprehend it, that's not my problem.
So what was the point that I made, and how did you respond to it?
You asked me what the biological component was that makes men better at leading than women. And I told you.
That wasn't the specific point that I wanted you to respond to.
Okay. Nice. More ducking and diving. Go ahead.
No, it's not ducking and diving. It's clarifying because you're stupid.
Got it. Yeah, you're doing great in this debate, man.
I know. I'm dog walking you. It's cute.
Yeah, you're doing amazing. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you brought up the study done on like children, saying that little boys have this natural gravitation towards trucks, little girls have this natural gravitation towards Barbies and dolls. That I just simply brought up how that's not like a biologically driven inclination, but more.
And
so
how do you know that? Did you read the
socialization of
study?
children.
Did you read the study?
I mean that
You don't even know. You don't even know what the study.
You described the study to me. You just said it was observations of the inclinations of children.
Mhm. Yeah, and you're making the claim that they concluded it was society and not some sort of biological innate desire.
I don't think that I don't prove that the study had any
Like-
conclusion that it was driven by a particular thing. I think it was more so of an observational study. Feel free to prove.
You
me wrong.
never even heard of this study, and now you're making claims of what the outcome was.
Yeah, I will, because I don't think
How old were the
I
kids
will.
then?
I will. I definitely use a particular set of inductive facts to reasonably entail, right, that they're not going to be like doing like neuroscientific scans on the brains of these children to try to identify what part of their neuroanatomy would be driving the little boy to pick up the truck compared to the Barbie. It was
Yeah, but you said your conclusion
I would hedge a bet. I would hedge a bet that it was just merely an observational study, right? Where their conclusion wasn't what drive this inclination, but the inclination for like boys to be at an increased likelihood of grabbing the truck compared to the doll was the conclusion in of itself. Now
That's
let's
great,
just
but you
go ahead
made
and
the
fact
claim
check me
that
real
it's
quick.
society.
So now
You
which I
made
was
the
able to
claim
prove.
that it's society.
Which I was
that
able
was
to
your
prove.
claim.
Which I was able to prove. So now what's
Which
the
you were
study?
able to
So
prove.
what's
You
the
were able
study?
to prove that a
Yes,
3 month.
Yes. So what was the study?
It was like the London something something. Just type it in. Just Google it.
London something something. You idiot.
Yeah, it was like the London Center of Studies. Here, let me look it up for you. I'll be your Google. City University London. Yeah, you could do your
What is it
little
called?
fake laugh.
What's it called?
City University London. Why boys play with trucks and girls play with dolls.
I'm not seeing anything from City University London on the subject matter.
Okay, you want me to teach you how to Google? Give me 1 second.
Oh, this is great.
Wow, another cringe fake laugh. Is this your new thing?
Oh wow, you're pissed. Keep coping, buddy.
Oh, I'm so pissed.
So I mean,
Okay.
it looks like
You
like
want me to screen share? I mean, how do you want me to do this? You couldn't find this yourself?
so it looks like I found something with that title.
Oh, you
Why
found. Oh,
boys-
now you found something after I looked it up.
Well, I mean, if you
I
didn't-
can't find
see, this is-
anything about this.
This
I
is
can't find
this
a
is what you
thing.
do. You interrupt me after I say 3 words to make it look like you're.
Well,
winning
you
a
just
point.
said I couldn't find. You couldn't find it. That's what you just said.
I said that I couldn't find it from City London University, and if you let me speak for another 5 seconds, you would have heard me say that I found something with that same title, not from City London University.
Okay,
but
well,
from
I have
somebody
the one
called
from
Aberdeen
City
News.
University of London. Exactly like I said. You couldn't find this. Here, I'll share.
Okay. So what do I have to look up in order to find it?
Literally exactly what I just told you to look up.
I looked up
You
City
couldn't
University
find
London,
this?
why boys play with
Okay,
trucks
what
and
does
girls
that
play with
say?
dolls.
Yeah, and you couldn't find this PDF? Wow, that was really hard to find. It was only the 3rd result.
So
Brutal.
specifically, what do I have to look up?
Okay, look up City University of London and then just type in boys, trucks, girls, dolls. You can't
Boys,
do that?
Trucks, girls, dolls. There we go.
There you go. Exactly what I said to Google, but now you found it. Good job. Proud of you.
What you just told me to Google.
And what did I say before?
What you just fucking told me to Google.
What was the initial query I said to Google before?
Yeah, so the initial query that you told me to Google before was City University London, why boys play with trucks and girls play with dolls. Instead
Sure.
of the second
And
query,
you
which
still
you
couldn't find
updated,
it?
which was now City University of London, boys, truck, girls, doll. Why are you trying to like get a point over? Dude,
so different.
Take this issue with Google SEO. You fucking idiot. Why are you making this Dean's fault? Take this issue with the Google SEO.
Right.
I'm not
Well,
the
it's
one.
not my fault. You can't research.
I'm not the one who determined the relevant search results for the requested query on Google.
Okay, well, now you can read it.
Fucking idiot, dude. Dude,
Well, have fun.
this guy
Oh,
thinks that Dean Withers determines Google
I'm the
search
idiot who
results.
couldn't find a search result on the first page. Got
Oh
it.
wait, I actually still can't find it.
Oh my God, dude. I literally just showed you the PDF. Do you want me to do it? You want me to hold your hand through this one again? Here, I'll even Google it for you. Watch.
Buddy, why are you saying do you need me to hold like why are you saying that?
I gave you the
Dude,
exact search query.
what are you talking about? Like, dude,
I gave
like
you
this
the
is just Google
exact
SEO.
search query.
Here, I'll tell you what's popping up for me. So the first thing that pops up for me is city. When I type in City University of London, boys, trucks, girls, dolls, that is my exact search query. The first thing that pops up is a publication from Aberdeen News. The second thing that pops up is a publication from Today's Parent. The third thing that pops up is City St. George, University of London, Toy Story. New study looks into how gender and toys have morphed since the 80s. A different subject matter than the one that you were referencing me. Then the fifth one is why boys and girls differ different toys from Next Big Idea Club. So it looks like I'm not going to be able to find it, but how about this? All right.
I just showed you the PDF.
Okay.
I'll show you the Google search query just so you could learn how to Google next time. Give me a second.
I'm emulating your Google search query. I'm typing in the same thing. Like, it's possible that we're getting like different SEO results. Like, I'm not calling you a liar, right? I'm not saying that when you typed that in, you were able to find this study that I cannot find when I type it in. Okay, it is totally possible for us to get different populated search results predicated on the same query. Okay, but I don't know why you're taking this. Then you're turning around and you're like, Dean's, you're a fucking dick, dude. You're an asshole, dude. Google changes your results based upon previous searches. It's quite possible that you are getting something different. Like, just learn how Google works. But I think that because I can't find it and I don't know how to study.
I'll show you the query. City University of London.
Okay. And anyways, what is the conclusion?
Girls, dolls.
What is the conclusion of the study that would demonstrate that
you click the first result and you get a PDF?
I'm telling you, I get different results. It's probably predicated on our different previous searches. That's just how Google works. So,
Got it.
So what's the conclusion of the study that proves men are better at leading than women?
Well, you asked me what the biological component was. That's what you asked me, and I said I don't know for the fifth time.
So what biological component does the study demonstrate? Like,
it's inconclusive here too.
I'm basically asking you what relevance the study has to your point.
Yeah, it's inconclusive here too. You made the claim, however, before that it was
so then why did you
society. That was your claim.
Wait. So then why did you bring up this study?
To show you that men and women are different biologically. Our brains are different. We're wired differently. But you don't comprehend that?
But I thought you just said that this study concludes inclusivity surrounding biology.
It covers inclusivity around biology. What do you mean by that?
I'm sorry, not inclusivity. It's inconclusive insofar as what the result is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because you were responding to this study saying
Wait. So then you tried to give me a study to demonstrate that there's biological facts that are different between men and women that may make men better at leading than women. And then the study that you give me says that it's inconclusive. Also,
because
by
you
the
were
way,
making the claim
I'm not
it was
arguing.
society.
By the way, I'm also not arguing
about a study you never read.
I'm also not arguing here
society.
that there's not sexual dimorphism between the neuroanatomy of males and females. That claim is actually true, okay? We see slight differences in the amygdala. We see differences insofar as how much gray matter is in the particular puttamens, the putamen and the left putamen. Right? I'm not arguing against sexual dimorphism, okay? But what I'm arguing is that there'd be no relevant sexual dimorphism within the neuroanatomy of a male compared to that of a female, and which would make males better at leading than females. If anything, I'd actually argue that what we see is
so answer my question. Why are men on average better than women at chess?
What we see,
I asked this 20 minutes ago and I still haven't heard an answer.
Okay.
Is it because society is pushing women down in terms of chess? Is that your example?
I was in the middle of my sentence there.
Well, because you never answered my question from 20 minutes ago. That's
okay. But see, the thing is that you interjected and you asked that question when I was trying to give you a description insofar as why I believe that your point here surrounding biological indications or sexual dimorphism within the human brain would make a man better at leading than a woman. So what you're doing is every time I try to make a point, what you're doing is every time I try to debunk your bullshit, you then hop in there and then you try to like dispute what I'm saying baselessly. So I'm going to try to say this for one last time, Dirk. So there's no good reason why we would believe that men are better at leading on average compared to women. If anything, I think that there would be empirical facts in which would demonstrate women may have an upper hand over men. If anything, because I think that women typically demonstrate a greater ability to handle their emotions when compared to men. There's a lot of empirical facts that demonstrate this to be true. So
is that the only characteristic of what makes a good leader? Handling emotions? Is that your claim? Not strategic thinking, not long-term outlook, not assertiveness, not strength. Is that your claim? women are better at handling their emotions?
So did you know that humans have one mouth? And because humans have one mouth, they can only talk about one thing at a time. And because humans can only talk about
Notice
one
how
thing
you're
at a
running
time.
from the question about chess. Notice
Hey,
how you're
hey,
terrified
Dirk,
to answer that question.
Dirk, you just asked me a question. I'm answering your question.
No, you still
You just asked. So are you saying that one's emotional regulation is the only thing relevant towards being able to serve as a good leader? You just asked me that. I am now
Right.
beginning to answer that last
Okay, go
question
ahead.
that
You
you
have my
asked
permission
less
to
than
answer.
30
Go
seconds ago. This guy.
Yeah, you're ducking and diving the question from 20 minutes ago.
Okay,
Got it.
so you don't want an answer to your last question? Dude, at this
No,
point I'm
I
just
don't.
confused.
Answer the.
Dude, okay.
No, I
I'm
don't.
gonna answer your last question. I can't do it with you on the live. I obviously can't do it with you on the live because you have the emotional regulation of a 4-year-old. But anyways, to answer that last question, okay, he said, Dean, are you saying that the only relevant ability that indicate that one is better at leading than another would be their ability to regulate their emotions, not to be like a critical thinker, decisiveness, so on and so forth. Okay. And I was in the middle of answering that. Then he cut me off. And then I told him that I wanted to continue to answer it. Then he cut me off again. But anyways, the response to that question, I can't do it with him on live because of everything that we just saw, would be that humans only have one mouth. And because humans only have one mouth, they can only talk about one thing at a time. So of course, I think it would track because of this fact, right? That therefore, when I begin to tell you, right, why on average, if anything, gun in my head, women may be a little bit better at leading than men. And I begin with my first point, which would be that there's many empirical facts that would describe and demonstrate that women have a better ability to regulate, manage, and control their emotions when compared to men. That this would be one fact. And if you didn't interrupt me 3 seconds in, I could have continued to speak and go over all the other facts too. It's crazy how that works when you allow me to speak. Now, because I got that out, if you're still watching, I'll also respond to your first argument surrounding why men might be better at average on chess than women. Okay? First and foremost, I don't think that being better at chess makes you a better leader. Okay? I know a lot of people that are really fucking good at chess that I don't know if I'd put in charge of my local Wendy's. All right? But anyways, the reason why we see that is historically speaking, point number one, women are not afforded the same opportunity as men to play chess. So chess was really popular and really predominant, particularly in America's society, from around the 1930s to the 1970s, 1980s, 90s, early 2000s started to phase out. But in that time frame, okay, that's when men were told that they have to gain these skills of intellect. That's when men were told that it is popular and it is good for them to prove that intellect by joining their local chess club. And that's when women were told, well, chess isn't for you, okay? Because you need to learn how to become a homemaker. That's when women were told that chess isn't for you because you need to learn these other skills and which are relevant towards your position in the nuclear family structure, right? Which is different than the position of the man because the patriarchy, because of traditionalism. And for that reason, not only did we see a disproportionate amount of chess players that were men compared to the lower level of chess players that were women, which would thereby inevitably lead to the expectation that we would see more men that are better at playing chess compared to women because there's a larger sample size to find the cunning players. But additionally, once we have that fact, and there's just more men that are playing in general compared to women, the men that were playing were offered more opportunity and were stigmatized less within the game compared to the smaller minority amount of women who played. So those two facts are really important. Okay, it has to do with the overall amount of men that were playing compared to the overall amount of women that were playing. And then you're building off of that with a secondary fact that even then, the women that were playing the game were at a significantly lower likelihood compared to the men to get a higher quality education on how to play the game, taken seriously within the ranks, so on and so forth. Look at that. When you let me speak, I'm able to hop into the nuances of the questions that are asked. When you let me speak, I'm able to describe why you're wrong. And when you let me speak, I win the debate. So I really think that a lot of people that inevitably come up on this live end up holding themselves and operating like the last guest, right? They do that whole, you get to speak for 2 seconds and then I'm going to interrupt you a bit because they know if they let me speak for absolutely any longer, that then they'll get fucking cooked. So anyways, that's what it looks like to get educated. Get educated, little bro. And by the way, we do have a restriction on TikTok, so we are just going to go ahead and hit a quick little restart for the 6.6 thousand people hanging out with us on TikTok for the day, folks. Make sure that you come right on back, hit that follow button at the top of the phone screen. And if you want to come back even quicker following the restart, keep in mind that we only have around another hour or so on the live. But if you want to come back even quicker following the restart, here's what you got to do. Once I end the live stream, your phone screen will look a whole lot like this. It'll say live has ended. It'll show you my profile picture. If you click on my profile picture, it'll direct you and send you over to my account page. Count to 10, refresh on the account page, click on the new live through the new red glowing orb around the profile picture. We just got to restart because that last guest got us a flag for misinformation. But I bet the restart will take care of it. See you all soon. Cool. All right. For everyone on YouTube, y'all just stay there. You guys already know it. You don't need to go anywhere. A couple people that I'd like to thank real quick. First and foremost would be Naomi. Thank you so much for the $10 over on Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love. Glass, thank you for the $10. Thank you, Glass. Feisty with the $10 who says an actual 40-year-old virgin. I mean, it honestly sounded around 25. Appreciate you guys for the love. There's some other people that I'd like to thank here too. Naughty, thank you for the $15 who says new background. Just how long have I been gone for? Hope you're good, Dean. Well, thank you for the $15, Naughty. Yeah, we have a new background, not because we changed the studio. I'm just streaming from a studio on the go. Right now we're in LA. I'm getting ready to go on a Jubilee video. Thank you for the $15, Naughty. I would also like to thank Angie for the $1.50. Thank you, Angie. Then Rita, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Who says, Dean, one of the very best chess players in the world are girls, for example, the Hungarian sisters. Yeah. Because women, right, are just as capable innately at performing well in something such as chess when compared to men. Brittany, thank you for the $7 over on Venmo. Says, for your patience with Dirk, keep it up. Was I patient with him? I don't know. I just kind of felt annoyed the whole time. Then Jessica, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Saying, here's $25 because that's Dirk's IQ. Thank you for the love, Jessica. Thank you. Then Ali with the $20 who says, Dirk the jerk needs to learn how to turn off his mouth and turn on his ears. Well, when they turn off their mouths and they stop interrupting, they lose a debate. So they'll never do that. Then Rachel, thank you for the $2 over on PayPal. Misty, thank you for the $5 on PayPal. Daryl with the $1 on PayPal. Marley with the $1 on PayPal. Then Samuel with the $5.55. If you're watching right now and you do want to support me, you can find a link to my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Pin message on YouTube. Appreciate you guys so much for all the love today. And we are going to move on to the next Trump supporter at this point in time. So go ahead and hop instead of the queue if you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Appreciate you guys so much for all the love and the kindness today. And we only have around another hour left on the stream. What's up? How old are you?
Oh, what's up? I'm 18.
What year are you born in?
April 9th, 2006.
And do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so why do you support the worst president of your life?
Because, man, he's a GOAT.
He's a GOAT, and why is he the GOAT?
He just got too much aura, bro.
Okay, what's aura?
So aura is basically like, you feel me? He's the best president, bro, on God.
He's the best president, bro, on God. Okay, I mean, would we expect the best president to call for the deaths of his political opponent?
I mean, reason why I'm voting Trump, because I'm on the Epstein list, bro.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next guest, guys. Only up instead of the queue, viewer MAGA. Like I said, we only have 54 minutes left on the stream, so please don't troll today, just because we are looking for those debates. And if you happen to be a part of the very first 4.5 thousand people tuning in for the day, thank y'all so very much for being here. Moving on to the next guest at this point in time, just once again. Oh, is it frozen again? Did our camera freeze? Our camera did freeze, but it's back. Ooh, I don't know. Is it going to come back? It did. Wow, it came back.
Hi.
Awesome. What's up? You support Trump?
No, but my dad does. I want you to debate him.
Is he with you right now?
Let me see if he's busy.
I'm going to go to give you like 10 seconds here.
Are you busy right now?
Always. What's going on?
Like, because I want you I want you to debate this guy.
What?
To debate this guy.
All right.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
What's going on? Hi.
Hey, what's your name, man?
Oh, I'm Lydia's dad.
Well, hello, Lydia's dad. So my name's Dean. I'll give you a little bit of background because I would assume that you have no clue what's going on right now. I run a live stream on TikTok. I run a live stream on YouTube. I spend my day talking about the news and debating Trump supporters because I think that nobody should support Trump and I think he's a terrible president. And I like to try to change the minds in the process. Your daughter was watching the stream. She joined the guest request where anybody could, request to publicly come up on live to have a conversation with me. And I accepted her in just at random. Once she was on, she said, hey, I want you to debate my dad, then when I grabbed you. Would you be interested, right? I know it's a little bit of an ambush, so feel free to say no if you want to. Would you be interested in having a debate about why you support Trump as president?
Well, let me just ask this. Am I being broadcasted online?
Yes.
I don't think I want to do that.
Okay.
I'd rather talk from person to person. I'd rather not just be online and have it be some sort of a freak show.
Okay. All right. Well, you have a good rest of your day.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to the next guest, guys. Only up instead of the cue, you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. We got the next guest, Tyler, loaded up in the box. I mean, whatever. We'll respect his preference. I mean, I'll respect that. Not everybody wants to be on a live stream in front of a couple thousand people. I get it. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Only up instead of the cue, you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, please. We're just looking for some Trump supporters. What's up? Do you support Trump?
I do,
No.
yes.
Tyler, do you support Trump?
Absolutely.
Okay, DeQuavius, do you support Trump?
Yes.
Your bio says that Dean is a communist?
Yes.
Okay, Tyler, could you please turn off the TV, go into a different room, turn it down or something like that?
All right, it's gone.
Okay, Tyler, how old are you?
I am 26.
Okay, perfect. DeQuavius, how old are you?
22.
Okay, and first, your bio once again says Dean is a communist. Communists would tell you Dean's not a communist. Communists might tell you that Dean's center right. But define communism.
It's where whether you're homeless or you're working, everyone makes the same, basically. That's like the shortened.
Okay, so no, communism isn't just a moneyless society. Communism is also a stateless and a classless society. But now, next question. So why do you think I'm a communist?
Because you want to tax the billionaires and millionaires more, or you?
So yes, I do because of the diminishing returns of the value of the dollar. Okay, right. That's not communist. Okay, that's just facts. I mean, think about it this way, right? For every dollar that you have, each individual dollar becomes less valuable to yourself. Who cares about $50 more? Somebody that only has $50 or Elon Musk? He left. Well, actually, no, Tyler left. So it's just you and me, DeQuavius.
Yep.
So who cares about $50 more? Somebody who only has $50 or Elon Musk?
I guess the person who only has $50.
Okay, right, which demonstrates the law of the diminishing returns of the value of the dollar, which is why we should tax you more the more money you make. It's only fair.
What if you don't make $1 million a year? What if you make like 500,000?
Yeah, I still think that you should be taxed more if you make $500,000 per year, which is still a shit ton of money, still top 1%, compared to if you make $50,000 per year.
All right, so I was gonna say 50,000 versus 500,000 salary. The 500,000 should be taxed more.
Yes.
What if they started at like 20,000 a year and they work their way up? That just means they should get taxed more.
Yeah, every single year, if they make more, they should be paying a higher effective tax rate.
Is that not in effect now?
We do have a progressive taxation system. I just think that it needs to be more progressive. Because right now, the effective tax rate of members of the top 1% is actually lower than the effective tax rate of the average American.
Oh. All right.
So why
Do
do
you
you
want
support
to
Trump?
stay on that topic or do you want to move on?
No, I'm
Or do you
interested
wanna-
in so far as why you support Trump.
Okay. So
Yo,
what are
one
we gonna
second.
do
I'm so
about
sorry.
the-
I gotta interrupt you here. Eric,
Oh, you're
thank you
good.
so much for the $150 over on PayPal. Thank you for the love, Eric. That is ERIC. Thank you so very much for your kindness, bro. That is fucking nuts. Eric with $150 says, "Happy holidays, Dean." Happy holidays to yourself, Eric. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for the love. While we're hopping into this debate with DeQuavius, guys, please show some love to Eric down below. That is literally so fucking kind of you. Thank you so much for your kindness and your generosity. Big ups to Eric down below in that chat. Thank you a billion times over. Huge shout out to you. Take it away. Why do you support Trump? W fucking Erics.
All right. I'm going to do a full 360. What do you think we should do about the epidemic of black crime in our country?
Okay, so I just spent like an hour talking to a misogynist. Now I'm going to spend another hour talking to a racist. That's super kind. Are you
It's
black?
not racist. No, I'm not.
So then why is your profile a black person?
Because people were more likely to let me up on the left side.
I just picked you at random, man.
Oh, well, maybe not you, but like other people They prioritize.
Well, I actually have a question
Like-
in return to you. What are we going to do about the
Yeah.
epidemic, about the over arrest and over incarceration rate of innocent black people in America?
They're not innocent.
So you know this first stat, okay? I know you do because it plays into your racist tropes all the time. The population, what percent of it is black?
13.
13, 14. You were one off, 14%. And out of all of the exonerations in the American criminal justice system, what percentage of them are of black people?
That I don't know, but I'm sure it's the exact right amount, maybe. If it's
It's 86%. Black people account for 14% of the American population. Meanwhile, they account for over 86% of the exonerations in the criminal justice system. So when you come up here and you tell me that we have an epidemic of crime in this country committed and perpetuated by black individuals, in all reality, what we truly have an epidemic of is the over incarceration and over arrest rate of black individuals for crimes that they didn't commit.
maybe if they didn't commit them directly, they were connected in some way.
No, an exoneration means that they were fully cleared. They're fully exonerated. There's no
Oh,
legal
well.
basis for prosecution. And if you believe that it's innocent until proven guilty, then you think they're innocent.
Do you think that's the reason why prison population is majority black?
Yeah, that's one of the really big ones.
So you don't think they're innocent? You don't think? I mean, you think they're innocent?
I would argue that one of the big reasons why black individuals are arrested for crimes at a disproportionate rate compared to white individuals and sentenced and thrown in jail would be the fact that they're over arrested for crimes that they did not commit. So could you please respond to that
Now-
fact? Tell me why you think that black individuals account for over 80% of the exonerations in the criminal justice system.
Because they commit more crimes than white people.
Do you know what an exoneration is? And no, they don't account.
I would
They don't commit more crimes than white people. That's actually not true. Nominally, that's false.
I mean, yeah, because there's more white people in the U.S.
Right. But then they still account for vast majority of all exonerations. Why?
Because we're filtering out.
do you
Gotta
mean-
filter out.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, because they're all criminals. So I mean, that's good. That's great.
Okay, yeah, you have an IQ of
I'm
like
just-
10. You have an IQ of like 10. We're gonna move on to the next guest. That's what a very racist person looks like, by the way. He's so racist and dumb that he doesn't even know what exoneration means. He's saying that they're all criminals, therefore it's great that we're exonerating them. He doesn't even know that exoneration means to let free. An exoneration means to make innocent. An exoneration means to release from detention, release from jail, release from custody. Right? Dude. Oh my god. No, okay. What a racist POS. What a racist, completely racist POS. His brain is so fried by consuming Nick Fuentes and Marlon Gaines all day that he doesn't even know what exoneration means because it has like fucking 3 syllables, dude. Yeah, I'd say that the max amount of syllables that a racist like that could understand is maybe 2 on a good day. Maybe 2 on a good day. And that's why he didn't even know, right, what the word exoneration means. So moving on to the next guest, guys. Only up inside of the key if you're an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. The camera froze again. Should be back here soon. Seemingly, it's been working. Just give it a moment. There it goes, and it's back. What's up? Do you support Trump? Hello?
Hey, is that me?
Yeah, it is you. Do you support Trump?
Oh, what's up, man? No, I just wanted to say hi. I like your
I appreciate that. Thank you for your kindness, bro. I'm kicking you pretty quick today just because we're only looking for Trump supporters because we're a little bit short on time. But, appreciate you so much. Andrea, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Who says also, police originated from slave patrol, which explains why they're programmed to racially profile them. Yeah, I appreciate you for the $10. Then you also have the over-policing of disproportionately black neighborhoods. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and get that next guest loaded up in. Oop. Are we still experiencing a glitch? We're still experiencing a glitch, everybody. If the glitch that's making you unable to see me doesn't self-correct in the next 10 seconds, then I'll fix it the hard way. But no one leave. You could hear me, you just can't see me. Mason, do you support Trump? Oh, Mason's not even here. All right. Yeah, it doesn't look like the glitch is self-correcting. Everybody just hold on to your horses. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. This glitch is terrible. So annoying. And we're back. And we're back, everybody. Look at that. And we're back. Hello, hello, hello. We are back. Sorry, we just we got through that little glitch. Hello, Mason. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
18, or actually 19, my bad.
19. What year are you born in?
2006.
Perfect. And why do you support Trump as president?
Because he's just a great guy.
Oh, we got a little glitch again. Let's see if it soft corrects. Sorry, guys. So why do you think he's a great guy? And it did. Look at that. We're back.
Yeah, I think he's just a great president. And
so I have a question. Do you typically call rapists great guys?
Honestly, if you could prove that he raped somebody, then
what?
Can you please prove it?
Yeah, but then what? You were about to say, if you could prove that he raped somebody, then what? Then would you stop supporting him?
No, because I honestly care about what he does for a country. I don't really like let's say your friend did something bad. Would you still be friends with him?
Depending on what that bad thing was. If it was grape, absolutely fucking not.
Okay, but Donald Trump is not my friend. He's just my president.
Okay, well, you're the one that made the analogy, so great going.
All right, so and I was just coming on here to say yeah, you were talking about how the last guy was racist, but like a few days ago, I seen a video of you like saying that you like said the N-word or something.
Yeah, when I was younger, I referred to one of my white friends as the N-word. I don't think any white person should do that. Absolutely not.
So you were calling him racist whenever you said the N-word.
Yeah, precisely.
That makes a whole lot of sense, bro.
Yeah, where's like the incoherence in this? I'm not getting it. When I was 14, I was societalized to be a whole lot like you are at 25. I thought that it was acceptable for white people to call other white people the N-word. And obviously that's unacceptable. I was a shitty little kid, and I take accountability for that. Have for the last couple of years, have forever. I mean, I think it's a good thing that I take accountability for that. And I'm also really happy that I was able to learn why that's wrong. I'm happy that I was able to become a better person, and I was happy that I was able to hold myself accountable. And you know, the reason why I do what I do today is because when I was a little kid, I was a piece of shit. You know, big Trump supporter, Republican, conservative, Catholic. And now I'm trying to change the minds of other people using the same tools that changed my own mind, which is an exposure to reason, fact, and logic. But I'm just not really seeing your point here, right? Like, yeah, the last guy who was saying that all black people are criminals is definitely racist, right? And I definitely have the right and ability to call that out and to call him racist, even though when I was 14, I used the N-word. Like, what?
So, no, I actually gonna go back on the thing where you said blacks make up most of the
black people.
Black people, yeah. They
No. So dude, this is crazy. This is crazy. Every guest today, man. Okay, just go on and continue to speak. Okay, but you know, just keep in mind, I would really like your response to what I brought up. You know, so instead of talking about the fact that you support a rapist as president, instead of talking about the fact that you support somebody as president that is boasted about sexually exploiting women and girls, instead of talking about the fact that you support somebody as president that called for the termination of the Constitution, has infringed it 4 times in the last 10 months, pardoned 172 people that tried to kill cops on the steps of our Capitol on J6, which he incited, right? You instead want to talk about black people. Okay.
I was just gonna go off of what you were saying earlier, like on the last guest. I was just gonna go off of that.
What do you want to add on?
So, honestly, I don't think they're being arrested for not doing anything. They can't just be like innocent and get arrested.
Why the fuck are they exonerated? Do you know what do you know what an exoneration means?
Yeah, like letting them. I heard you say the definition. That's the only reason I know what it means.
That's the only reason why you know. First and foremost, what race are you?
White.
And how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, so with all due respect, sir, what would a white 19-year-old man know about the realities and the experiences of Black Americans that are harassed by the cops on a daily basis? Like we know that this is taking place.
So
we could see it in the statistics, or else they wouldn't account for 14% of the population and 86% of the exonerations.
Because I live in Houston, all right? Blacks people
Black people
make up 90% of, like, I guess you could say, the projects or like the hoods around here. Okay, and that's where 90% of the crime is, in those places.
Okay, so you're telling us, right, that black individuals have a lower socioeconomic standing on average compared to white individuals in this country. Okay.
Yes.
And that claim is true. The reason why that claim is true is because of systemic racism, right? Socially limiting the opportunity of black individuals, not just in the career force, but also building up the hierarchy of corporate structures, social power, so on and so forth. But on top of that, because of the history of racism in this country, slavery and its aftermath. Okay, right? And there's also like other facts that allow this system to continue to be perpetuated in this country. The number one thing that we can use to kind of gauge the expected career and income outcomes of an individual would be their level of education, right?
Yeah, they are.
Can you agree that an individual is more likely to be better educated when their education costs more money?
Yes.
Okay, right? Well, in America, right, because local property taxes fund schools and determine how much money is put into them, right? Alongside many other factors and attributes, the average white student in the American schooling American schooling system is funded 3 times as much as the average black student. So we are expecting the educational outcomes of white Americans to be significantly better than the educational outcomes of black Americans because of something that is totally outside of the power and control of the white students in school and the black students in school, right? So because of that fact, because of the fact of systemic racism, because of the fact of the structures that exist inside of this country today, onset and perpetuated by slavery and its aftermath, okay, and I could speak all day about this, okay, we would expect the average socioeconomic standard of white Americans to be higher than that of black Americans. And I don't think the way that we should then turn around and look at this is to say, well, black Americans are the problem. I don't think the way that we should turn around and look at this is then to say, well, maybe black Americans, right, are the ones that are just more violent, more aggressive, because that's not true. When we account for the disproportionate over-exoneration rates that black Americans experience inside of our criminal justice system, when we account for the discrepancies in average socioeconomic standards because of systemic racism, slavery, its aftermath, the average black student in school being funded significantly less than the average white student in school, and when we account for other various facts that I won't even mention because I don't think that you'll get them, right? I would argue that it's incredibly easy to just conclude that racism is bad, okay, and that the real issue lies within the racism that is perpetuated in the societal systems and structures in which have created these outcomes over the course of American history and still perpetuate them today.
Okay, but to speak on that, black Americans have the same opportunities as white Americans. Like,
No,
not
on average. That's not true.
Okay, so that might be true, but I guess it's the way you present yourself. Like, honestly, if someone walked into my business wearing a black American wearing a suit and a tie, dressed nicely, I would probably hire him. I'm not racist like that, you know? But if he walked in wearing basketball shorts or, let's say...
Yeah, so this is racism. This is racism,
How-
right? Now
how is this racism?
Now you're going to tell me that black people all wear basketball shorts and maybe
White
that's
people
the
wear
reason that
basketball
they don't
shorts
get
too.
hired at the jobs. Sir, do you know who Adam Sandler is?
Okay, he doesn't have to
Yeah,
dress
yeah.
like that. He's already a millionaire.
What does Adam Sandler wear? And how much is he worth?
Okay, and
So I listen. I don't
it's
know.
also
Do you
because he's an
you just
actor.
wanna
That doesn't
stop
make any
talking
sense,
or
bro.
what?
The fuck?
No, I'm
You're a
just
fucking
simply
idiot,
saying.
bro.
Well, I think that you're the fucking idiot. How many continents are there? Yeah, thanks.
13?
Yeah, there's 7.
Fuck, I don't know about that shit. I
Well,
don't give a fuck about it.
then don't be calling anybody else a fucking idiot. Just saying.
Well, you were just trying to say that it
Yeah.
matters what Adam Sandler wears.
Well,
He doesn't
I'm
have
just
a
simply saying-
job.
So first,
He's not trying
so
to get a
first, what
job.
you tried to do. First, what you tried to do, right, is demonize black Americans, talk about incarceration rates. You got fucking dunked on.
I wouldn't
So then
hire
it-
a white American that walked into my business wearing basketball shorts either.
So then you went on to begin to talk about right, basketball shorts in reference to black people, saying black people wear basketball shorts. Oh my God. Like, how bad can this get? Like, dude,
white people wear basketball shorts too, bro. What the fuck?
So, I mean, this is crazy. So, I actually want to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
If you want to hire somebody at your job because they're wearing fucking basketball shorts, okay?
Yeah.
Then why would you hire somebody by voting for them into the highest ranking position of power available to any human on the face of planet Earth, even though a civil court has determined that they're guilty for raping a woman? Even though they've publicly boasted about sexually exploiting women and girls by walking into their dressing rooms at the beauty pageant contestants, beauty pageants that they owned, to then look at their naked bodies. Okay? Even though they have refused to abide by a court order to take emergency funding to feed 16 million American children, instead opting to let them starve. Even though they've called for the death of their political opponents. And even though Donald Trump earlier today, right, sent a post out on Truth Social shitting on the death of Rob Reiner, the director and producer of Wolf of Wall Street, all because he was a Democrat, saying that he was probably really angry and that's what caused him to get murdered and he's suffering from TDS. What's worse, wearing basketball shorts, or doing everything that I just named and more?
All right, see, the way I look at it is his policies and what he's going to do for the country is better than what Kamala Harris was going to do for the country. That's why I voted for him.
Right. So then you're telling me that you don't look at who he is or what he's done, right? You look at what his qualifications would be for the job insofar as a policy that he ran on, first and foremost. I think that a good character would be a qualification for the job because the position of the presidency is necessarily a position of public service, not self-service. And I think that he's incapable at public service as he can't empathize with other individuals. He's apathetic and evil. That makes somebody just strictly disqualified in my mind from a position of public service, right? But like I was just going to go on to say, you don't look at who he is. You don't look at what he does. You just look at what his qualifications were. But then if you're going to hire somebody at your job, right, the first thing that you look at isn't their qualifications or what they could do for you as an employee. The first thing that you look at is who they are and what they do, like wearing basketball shorts. Just saying, hypocritical.
Yeah, because it's the way you present yourself.
Okay. Well, I mean, everything, right, that I just talked about is a way that Donald Trump presents himself because that's who he is and that's what he's done.
Okay, so Kamala Harris has never done anything bad in her whole entire life.
I don't think that she's done anything in her whole entire life that compares to even one of the things that Donald Trump has done that I just brought up. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I find that.
What is it? Like, what's the worst thing that Kamala Harris has ever done? Let's just compare it. Let's just compare it to things that Donald Trump has done in the last 2 months. Okay, we're gonna compare Kamala Harris's lifetime to the bad things that Donald Trump has done in the last 60 days. So in Kamala Harris's lifetime, what is the worst thing she's ever done?
I honestly couldn't tell you because I don't know. Like I'm not on like looking this shit up all the time. But I'm sure there's at least a couple things that she's done wrong. Like along with Joe Biden, I'm sure he's done some bad things in his lifetime.
I will do the same thing. What is the worst thing that Joe Biden has done in his lifetime? I don't think it'll compare to the things that.
So
Donald
honestly,
Trump has done
I think you
year.
know. So do you know? Do you know? Could you like let me in on it? Do you know anything that they've done bad?
You don't know. So just to clarify, you can name multiple things that Donald Trump has done that are very wrong. You can't name one thing that Kamala Harris has done that is very wrong. So why, in retrospect, would you still vote for Trump if you were teleported back to last November? And why do you still support him as president today?
Because he opened up the Alaskan pipeline first off.
So he just restarted drilling on a nature reserve in Alaska when there's federal land all across this country. He could approve permits to drill on instead, right? This is why, although the Biden-Harris administration did close down drilling on that nature reserve in Alaska, they still produce the most crude oil that we as a country ever have, including under Donald Trump and his first administration, because they allowed 50% more drilling permits on federal land that wasn't on nature reserves.
Okay. I honestly didn't know that. Thanks for letting me in on that, but I actually have to go back to work, so nice talking to you, bro.
Okay, you have a good one. If you're watching right now and you do want to support me before we get off here, we only have another 30 minutes, so super short stream today. You can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok, pin message over on YouTube. I really do appreciate everyone so much for all the kindness today. I am in LA filming a Jubilee episode, so yeah, not a long live today just because I got to go film that. Not a long live today just because I got to go film that. So, all right. Welcome to D-Sport Trump.
Yes, I do.
How do you?
I'm 40 years old, sir.
40 years old. Oh, and the screen is once again glitched out over on TikTok. We're going to give it a moment to self-adjust, chat. It should fix itself automatically. If it doesn't automatically fix itself, and it did. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, the guest left. Okay. Moving on to the next guest right now, guys. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, please. Oh, it looks like it just kicked out like all the guests from the queue. Interesting. Moving on to the next guest. Oh, actually, this is just the same guest. Welcome back, sir. No clue what happened there. TikTok's been real glitchy for us today. Tell us why you support Trump.
The first reason why would be that he's a strong internationalist. He keeps America safe at the end of the day.
It's frozen again.
That would be.
Yeah, we can still hear you. It's just my camera. Go ahead. Kick the guest again. Yo, TikTok doesn't want that guy up, dude. Oh my God, TikTok doesn't want him up. Holy cow, guys. Dude, TikTok keeps on booting his ass. That's crazy. I'm gonna give it a moment, and in the meantime, I'm just gonna thank a couple people. Caitlin! Oh my God, thank you for the $100 on PayPal. Yo, dude, thank you so much for your kindness. Okay, that is so fucking kind of you. Holy shit, Caitlin. Caitlin, with a big 100, says, "You've taught me a lot through watching your lives. I'm glad I could be better educated. Keep up the good work." Well, thank you so much for your love, Caitlin. I think that you are fucking awesome. Thank you for the $100. Let's get 1,000 Caitlin W's down below in that chat. Caitlin, thank you. Thank you. I'm really happy that what we do here with the live streams has been able to help you out. I'm really happy that it's something that you enjoy, and I'm very thankful for you and the $100 donation. Show some love to Caitlin down below in that comment section right now. Thank you so very much for your kindness. We're frozen again over on TikTok, and we're back. Look at that. Thank you so much for the love, Caitlin. Show some love to Caitlin down below. What's going on, cool guy? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
What?
How old are you?
I'm 21.
All right. So why do you support the worst president of your lifetime? Take it away.
Because he is ruining your country, and I'm gladder by the day. And are you Native American, by the way? Please tell me.
Well, I don't really think that you care too much about the Native Americans if you're going to sit here and say that you don't care about the destruction of their land.
It's not theirs, then.
Moving on to the next guest. Let's get that next guest, Tyler, loaded up into the box. Only join inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Hello, Tyler. Do you support Trump?
I ain't gonna lie, buddy. You already accepted me, buddy. Yeah, I support Trump. I can't.
Oh, shit. We just got fucked again. Did we just get fucked again? We just got fucked again. This is just great, honestly. This is just great, man. Super awesome. TikTok Studio is just being a real pain today, unfortunately. This is going to be a long 5 days of trying to work through these issues. Oh, God. Hey. Hey, guys. I'm back. Sorry, we had a little bit of a glitch there. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest right now. I'm beginning to diagnose the issues that we are experiencing. They're definitely not fun, not too cool, but it's okay. I don't know why this is happening, folks. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna be real with you. No clue why this is happening. It is what it is. We'll go ahead and hop back into the debates right now. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. And once again, if you do want to support me, you can find the Venmo and the PayPal at the top of the phone screen. You could also find it in the link tree in my bio. Appreciate you guys so much for the love. Pin a message over on YouTube. Moving on to the next guest right now, everyone. Yo, Parker just texted me, said that we will find a fix. Yo, let's go, dude.
Yo.
What's up? Do you support Trump?
6-7.
Okay, come on, bro. You came up on the live just to say that, knowing, right, that you could have completely crashed my computer, okay, killed the live just by joining, because seemingly that's the issue that we're continuing to experience. Super annoying glitch. Okay, welcome back in. What's going on, Tyler? What's going on, America First? You guys both support Trump, isn't that right?
I got kicked off because of that glitchware. I just said I'm 28. I'm super unknowledgeable about like all this crap. I just saying
It happened again. No. No. Oh, we're back. Yo, we're back. Let's go. All right. Okay. We got through the final glitch. But we're good now. All right. America First, are you here?
Jesus Christ.
I was just hearing this guy do some whataboutisms. I don't really care about Joe Biden and them. They're useless.
Wow, Joe Biden, the president of the United States of America, is useless. You have a very pessimistic worldview. He was useless. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
That's not
He didn't
true.
do anything.
Yeah, he did more than Trump in his first term. That's for sure.
Trump's only 1 month in.
No, I said
1 year in.
Trump in his first term, silly goose.
Yeah, sure. I mean, compared to what metric?
Policy passed. That's a pretty fair metric, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but not in art. It's not relevant to today what's going on because Trump is winning on every aspect. Gas is down. Eggs are down. You said you would never stop talking about eggs. What happened to that?
Eggs are down. We talk about inflation every day on the live, man.
I'm never going to stop talking about eggs. They're never going to go down. You guys just watch. There's literally videos of you saying that.
Oh, well, it wasn't a video. It was a tweet.
Same difference. It doesn't matter. You said that, I'm never going to stop talking about it. And now
we talk about inflation every single day on the live. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, even the price of grocery goods and commodities are going up. This is why Donald Trump has started to repeal his tariffs on grocery items like beef and coffee because the tariffs made them so sky high. Listen, man, we live in one of the worst economies that we have in a long time right now. First and foremost, I want to ask you, do you agree with Trump's rating of the economy? He rated it an A++++++. Do you agree?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay, because guess what? It's like a fucking F, dude. Okay, we see so far this year, there's been 1.1 million layoffs of American workers. Okay, the highest level of layoffs that we've seen since the peak of the pandemic in 2020. Also, GDP growth is crumbling. Okay, first quarter, it went down. Could go down this quarter as well. I mean, we see the Trump administration refusing to release data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay, like they won't even release the jobs report from October. And Donald Trump is a cocky, egotistical, pompous man. Okay, if that data was good, he would want to release it. He would be, oh my God, we need to get that out. We need more propaganda to convince more Americans that we're good for the economy. But it's so bad that he's refused to. Okay, not to mention that real fixed private investment into American industries is crumbling. Under Biden, it was going up, skyrocketing, quarter after quarter after quarter. Donald Trump wins the election. Donald Trump gets into the White House. Next thing we know, it's going down, 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 down. So I guess I'd ask you, if Donald Trump is so good for the economy, then what the hell has he done in the last 10 months that is genuinely beneficial for this country and its economy?
The big, beautiful bill is the first one that he did. Okay. The second one would be him passing other laws that have gone through, like the TCJA was codified and became law. Yeah. So now we will have that will... And you can look at any metrics and see that we are doing better on a lot of fronts right now.
I just named a bunch of metrics.
But the quality of life for people is actually really good now. If you look at people compared to a year ago, people are doing a lot better.
No, even quality of life. We're at like a 25-year low for individual reported, outlook and optimism within their economic conditions.
Also, like, I would ask you, what metric would you be pointing at saying that people are so much better off than the end of the Biden-Harris administration? What are you referencing?
Let's see, gas prices were through the roof. Homelessness. Look at homelessness. We can start. Homelessness was at an all-time high in these last 4 years. Now they're actually cleaning it up. You go in cities where you see that they're cleaning up the devastation that was left upon our city, especially here in California. It used to be really bad. I can take you to places in Fresno that were totally overran by homeless encampments. Now they're nice and clean. No more syringes on the ground. Kids can walk. You can walk your dog. That kind of thing.
By the way, that has nothing to do with Trump's administration, just letting you know. Secondly, if you want to look at the conditions of homelessness, it's actually jumped to record levels, and we actually don't have any evidence right now indicating that it's gone lower. Now, if you want to address policies that they've influenced to get passed to reduce homelessness, Republicans don't actually support any policies to do that. Secondly, gas prices have only gone down 2 cents on average. So, what do you think Trump did to reduce gas prices by 2 cents in a year?
Yeah, then also, by the way, just according to the National Alliance to End Homelessness, homeless counts are at a record high. Demand for homelessness services are on the rise. And things are only getting worse because economic conditions and affordability are getting worse as well. And, just because you had the National Guard go in and, black bag homeless people, throw them in the backs of U-Haul vans and move them, doesn't mean that they're all of a sudden not homeless. Doesn't mean that all of a sudden houses are affordable. Doesn't mean that all of a sudden the economy is doing great. Just means that you don't get to see it anymore.
Hey, dude, you gotta unmute your microphone. It's the microphone in the bottom right. Just click on that real quick, and it should allow you to speak.
Oh, 2 cents. We're rich. We're rich, Parker. We're rich. 2 cents. What does that equate to? Of a 50-gallon tank, fill it every 2 weeks.
30 cents. 30 cents each time you fill up.
Yo, that's 60 cents a month, baby.
Yeah, dude, that's a real save. Even though, again, tariffs are causing increases in consumer prices across the board.
Dude,
the 2 cents, is worth it, man. That definitely wouldn't have happened if Democrats were in office. It would totally be higher.
Yo, he left, Parker.
Surprising.
Wait, I wonder if having you on the live would prevent the thing from crashing.
It should.
Brianna, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Says, TikTok banned me for violating guidelines when I didn't even touch my screen. I moved my phone from the counter to the couch and I got banned.
That's happened to me before. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, Brianna, I'm sorry about that. Yo, TikTok's just like that, okay? TikTok's just like that. Okay? Let me tell you.
I used to get banned for being 13 years old when I was literally an adult.
Oh my god, dude. Those age restrictions were the worst, brother. Oh my goodness. They were so fucking bad, Parker. They were so fucking bad. Here. What's up, Sammy? Do you support Trump?
Oh my god, no. I just wanted to say I love you. You're the best.
Appreciate you for your kindness, Sammy.
Yeah, of
Very, very
course,
kind.
but no.
Beast. Moving on to the next Trump supporter, only up inside of the queue of your MAGA. I got around another 15 minutes before I got to get off and start prepping for Jubilee. Yo, Doug, appreciate you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat, who says MAGA simply believes every word that Trump says. Trump says other countries pay tariffs, but is reducing tariffs to make things more affordable for Americans. He says we don't pay them, but then reduces them to help us. MAGA logic. No, totally MAGA logic. I can't tell you all the specific topics, but I am going to bring that up today. On filming on Jubilee, and they're gonna get clipped. Tom, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo, and Roy with a $1. Appreciate you guys. One more person I'd like to thank here would be Brianna. Wait, actually, I already thanked Brianna, so never mind. Thank you guys so much for your kindness.
One thing that's sad is all the data for economic data is coming out tomorrow, and the next day is coming up. So it's they're doing it right before a bunch of news is about to come out that will be relevant.
Yeah. If only we could just wait a week. Because imagine just all the data comes out, right? And it's just every single data point is contrary to what exists today. So then when the video drops in a month, I just look like a silly fucking goose.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I mean, again, my point is that if the economic numbers were gonna be solid, Trump would be fighting like hell in order to get them released. He would not have done this thing where he doesn't want them to be released.
Yeah.
That's obvious. I think everyone knows that Trump's egotistical like that.
Also, I think I found the solution to the issue that I'm facing with the stream. Because you're right, when I have you loaded in, when I have a guest that's already on the panel, it doesn't glitch out like that every time I bring a new guest up, since it's already in the quote-unquote guest mode, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Next time you do it, you bring up your second account, and you can just have it sit there.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Welcome into Sport Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just Brock.
Listen, I just want to say something real quick. It's nice because I get to speak to Dumb and Dumber at the same time. I love it when I get both of you guys here, but I just wanted to
Are you
about
saying that because of Dean's new title on his YouTube video?
What title in your YouTube video?
Oh, never mind. I saw that as one of the titles. He was debating Dumb and Dumber.
And it was about you and Gage.
Well, you guys can be... Oh my gosh! Abe, I was going to confront you, Dean, about this yesterday, and I know you have 15 minutes, so I was just going to give it quick, but I was thanking my donors yesterday, for the cash apps, and he kicked me. But I just got another one real quick. Can I say, Abe, dude, you're a legend. He sent me $5 before, and he literally just now sent me another $10. Literally right now, Abe, you're an absolute legend.
Dude.
But I just wanted to confront you, man. You didn't let me thank my donors, and I wanted to see if I could start doing that. So, but I did have a serious question. When
Is he
I
grifting?
get the donations,
Brock,
no.
you made that up. That's a
Am I
fake donation.
grifting?
Brock,
Dude,
you
I
made
sent
that
a
up. You're
screenshot
grifting
to
right
Dean
now,
last
Brock.
night. Dean,
Brock,
open up
you
your
are
messages
grifting
now.
right now.
Dean,
You
open
are
up your
grifting
messages
right now
now.
on the stream, Brock.
No, open
Stop
up your
your
messages
grifting.
now. I sent you a screenshot proof of me getting money.
No,
They
it's
like what I
fake.
say.
It's fake.
They
It's
like what
fake.
I
You faked
say.
it. You faked it,
No,
Brock.
it's real.
You're
I'm getting
grifting and you're faking
Abe, dude.
donations, Brock.
Abe,
It's
you're an
actually the
absolute
RNC.
legend.
It's actually the RNC that's doing that.
Abe has sent me $15 in total now, but I did have a serious question. When I get
Fake
the
money.
donations, do
Yeah,
I
fake donations.
say?
Obviously fake.
Do I? No,
Obviously
okay,
fake donations.
okay.
Like
Obviously
everyone here in the chat knows that that donation is fake,
Yeah,
Brock.
I'll
You gotta
put a
be real.
screenshot on my story. Everyone go look at my
No,
story
you
after I get
faked
off.
it. That
I'll
was
put a fucking
photoshopped.
screenshot
That's
right
AI,
on my
Brock.
story.
Hey, Brock, that's AI actually.
No, but seriously, dude, seriously, wake the
it's
fuck
AI.
up. Pull your head out of your ass and stop being so egotistical.
Yo! Professional dog trader! Thank you for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat, who says, these lives are starting to depress me. I love how well you're able to make your points, Dean, but it seems like such an uphill climb. It's hard to change the mind of cult members. I know, I feel that way sometimes myself too. Thank you for the $50 dog trainer. Hey, listen, I'm just going to say this to you and anybody else. If you're like a daily watcher and the lives are wearing you down, just don't watch for a couple days. You know what I mean? That's totally fair. Your mental health comes first. Thank you for the $50 dog
Abe.
trainer. Let's show some love to dog trainer down below in that chat for the $50. Let's get 500 dog trainer W's. Then Max, thank you for the $6 on PayPal. He says, so glad I caught a live. Well, thanks for being here, Max, even though we're about to end. Then Lizzie, thank you for the $7 and the 20 cents on Venmo, who says, here's the annual amount that I'm saving in gas money under Trump. Yo, let's go. Affordability's back, baby. Thank you for the $7. Then Jalen, thank you for the $5. I did see what he posted about Rob Reiner. Tom, thank you for the $5. And Roy with the 1. Appreciate you guys so much for the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, Abe, thanks again. Abe just sent me another $10. I will screenshot this and send it to you, Dean. I don't know.
Dude, Brock, you're just faking donations. You're making them up.
my
And
God.
actually, even if they were real, they'd be coming from the RNC.
Hey, I just screenshotted it. Dean, I'm going to send it to you again. Dude, Abe, you're a legend. In total,
Okay.
he sent me $25.
By the way,
already.
Benjamin, thank
Abe,
you so much for the $7.20 for the gas money savings from next year. Thank you very much, Benjamin.
What is this, a grift off now? Are we having a little grift off?
Actually, Brock, you just said that you're
a
grifting based
grift
upon the
off?
own argument.
Oh, no, the
A grift
camera's
off?
frozen.
Is this what this is? No, seriously, dude, Abe, you're a legend. You don't have to send me that. He sent
Hey,
me
Brock,
$25
hey, Brock,
now in total.
wait.
Abe,
Brock,
you're
I
an
have a
absolute
question.
legend.
I have a question.
What?
So, are you a grifter?
No, I'm just doing what you guys are doing.
Oh, so but you just said we're grifting
People-
though before.
Are
So
you?
if we're grifting, then you're also grifting?
Are you?
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we
I
hear
can
you,
hear
but
you.
your face is just like frozen.
Oh, man. Oh,
It's funny.
man.
It's funny. It just like you're like stuck in a funny position,
Okay.
and it's like
Yeah, you can just stay there.
we
Just
didn't
stay like
lose
that.
anyone.
Wait,
by
you
the
don't,
way.
you don't
Just
want
stay
me,
like that.
You don't want me to fix it, Brock? You just want me to stay like this?
You can stay like that. We don't need to see your little facial expressions. They don't mean anything to us.
Yeah, they mean nothing, bro.
They mean nothing. Well, you're
You
not
can
going to be
mute
able to see
yourself
my
too while
facial
you're at it.
expression
You-
when I say let's show some love to Bianquist down below in that comment section. Oh, I'm back.
I came back.
Hey, Bianquist, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love. That is BIANQUIS. Thank you. Thank you for the $20. He says, this idiot's low-key a fan now. Brock's a, well, there you go.
Okay. Everything's going wrong right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just mute yourself too. I'll talk to this doofus down here real
Well,
quick.
You told me to mute myself too?
Yeah, you can mute yourself while you're at it
You're
too.
an asshole.
Yo, Brock.
I'm an asshole.
Hey,
I'm an
Brock.
asshole. When I
Hey,
remember,
Brock,
what was it last time I talked to you?
appreciate
Or the
Brock
time before that?
I appreciate that you've admitted to grifting on the stream.
No,
That's-
I'm just doing what you're doing, and if
Yeah,
technically
then
what
you
you're
said that
doing is
was
grifting,
grifting.
then I guess I'm grifting.
Oh,
But hey,
okay.
man,
Okay, Brock's
I do just want to
grifting.
bring up the
Wait,
fact too that
wait,
you're
Brock's
talking about
grifting.
an asshole. Remember when you brought me up on stream a few days ago to have me talk to a quote unquote Christian girl so I could actually get a girlfriend in my life, and you just fucking embarrassed me in front of everyone? What?
For everyone on YouTube, you won't be able to hear Parker and Brock here for a second because I'm doing a hard restart of TikTok. So annoying. I hate this glitch. It's actually terrible. It's actually terrible. We'll be back in like 3 seconds.
Got it, dude.
Hey, Brock, I don't know why
I'm
you're so
back.
nervous, man. It's okay. It's okay.
She said, sure. Then I asked her if she was a Trump supporter, and she started laughing. You bring me up to embarrass me.
Bro.
You said you would bring me a fucking Christian woman. Okay, bye-bye. I got banned. Bye-bye.
Wait, your account literally got banned.
No, I literally hate you.
Your account literally got perm fried.
Bro.
Are you serious? Am I actually permanently banned now?
No,
No,
actually
it
not.
looks like it's.
Hey, Brock.
Okay, well, seriously, dude. Yeah, you are an asshole.
You could stay up here on your restricted account. You just have to stop calling me an asshole.
Okay, whatever. But the thing is, both of you guys, thing 1 and thing 2.
Olivia, thank you for the $1 over on Venmo. Benjamin, thank you for the $1 on Venmo. Appreciate you guys so much for the love.
Am I thing 1 or thing 2?
Which one of you are older?
I'm older.
Yeah, you're thing 1, buddy.
Yeah, we're thing 1. Let's go.
But seriously, holy shit. Dirk Funk, thank you so much. What'd you just send me, Dirk Funk? The Galaxy? I have 3,000 points now. Thank you so much, Dirk Funk. That's actually awesome. Thank you so much. But seriously, guys, I've been trying to be nice to you for far too
Brock,
long. I actually have a liberal friend.
Go on your second account. Go on your second account.
Okay.
Go on Big Rig.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Dude, why doesn't he know like the TikTok terms of service? I'm just so surprised. Honestly, Parker, what are your thoughts? Is he trolling?
Honestly, at this point, I don't know.
I don't know
actually
either.
have no clue. I seriously don't know.
Chat, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is Brock just doing a bit? I don't know. Cause see, here's the thing. I have messaged Brock off live. No audience. Closed doors.
Dude.
Same person. Same fucking person.
Dude.
Same person. No difference. He like legitimately texted me. Okay. And he was like pissed at me. Right? For like bringing him up on live with the quote unquote conservative Christian girl that wasn't really a conservative Christian girl. Right? So I don't know. I have no clue.
Dude,
I can hear. I was in waiting for about that. You know, I can hear you talking about me, right? Seriously, you know, I can hear you talking about me, right? When I'm sitting and waiting to join in, you know, I can hear, right?
Yeah, I know the people that are watching the live can hear me. If I didn't think that the people watching the live could hear me, then I probably wouldn't be talking to them.
What are you talking about? You're talking about the message I send you.
Yo,
Yeah,
Damaris, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you so much for the love. Show
this
some love to
guy,
Damaris
my
down below in that
blood's
comment
boiling.
section. Rickez, thank you so much for the $1 saying the demons are coming for Brock. Oh, the demons are coming for you. If it was on my computer, I'd show you them.
Yeah. Dude, you are. I don't know. I can't say it. I can't call you an a-hole.
You are an a-hole. That's not very Christian of you. Doesn't Jesus tell you to turn the other cheek? That's like Matthew 23, 36, one of the two.
What is
Yeah,
this?
look at that long and hard. Seriously, look at it long and hard.
Okay, look at him. So Jesus tells you to turn the other cheek, right?
Listen, all I'm going to say is when I heard you just now
Does
exposing
Jesus
me.
tell you to turn the other cheek?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that you are turning the other cheek when you turn around and call us assholes? Yeah, I just got fucked. And I'm back.
That he is trying to expose my messages when I send him private messages about how I feel, about my emotions when I come up here and feel like you guys have been using me for whatever the fuck. Dude, when you tell me that you found me a good Christian girlfriend, and I come up here and it's someone who's not even Christian, doesn't even know if they're Christian, doesn't even support Trump, what are you doing? Seriously, dude, pull your head out of your ass. What are you doing?
You know, she actually was a Christian woman that was very interested in you, Brock.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
No, she wasn't,
Yes,
dude.
yes, she
No,
was.
she wasn't.
Why do you
I
think
asked her if she was
otherwise?
Christian. She's sitting there. She's like, oh, sure. What Christian says that?
No,
Listen.
She was just nervous because of how wildly in love with you she was. And you sold the bag.
Yeah. And then the fact that and then when I asked her if she supported Trump and she starts laughing, who does that? Dude?
Well, because it should have been obvious.
Because she's nervous.
Yeah,
She's nervous,
well,
right?
she was laughing because of
Yeah,
how
I
like
know they're
on
nervous.
its face.
You know how many freaky
One
DMs
second.
I get from your fans saying,
Shush. Wait, did I kick him? Why are they both gone? Wait, why is there no guest access? What the fuck? Where did guest access go? Did it get banned? It doesn't say it's banned. 1 second. TikTok took your guest access. But it doesn't say that it's banned. I'm not getting a notification that it got banned. Wait, are they back? Wait, what the fuck? They are back. What is going on, dude? Yo, dude, TikTok is tripping. Oh my God. The emotions that I go through trying to run a live stream off of the on the go studio. Oh my God. Why is it so like shitty? Why is it so shitty, dude? Okay, Parker's already live on YouTube. Fire. Hey, Parker.
Yeah, I started the live because I assumed you lost everything, but I mean, you apparently got it back super quickly.
Yeah, well, it's one anyways. I should realistically in here do some research, eat, get ready to go film. Do you know why it's so shitty? Like why is it so terrible to do a stream off of my laptop? Like do you oh, and as I say terrible, I freeze. And I can't hear you. Oh my God.
Less processing power than your computer in typical.
I couldn't even hear you.
Okay.
It all cut out because of how shitty it is.
Yeah, I was saying processing power. Like I genuinely think processing power could affect that, but we can try to like problem solve tonight, and we'll see if we can find out.
Dude, bet. Well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get off for the day. I'll see you in a couple hours, Parker. By the way, everybody, you might see a little IRL peen content tonight.
IRL peen content.
We may go live and do some battles. We may go live.
We actually, that would be a perfect time to do so.
Yeah, chat. So look out for that. Look out for that, everybody. That might be pretty fuego. 2 people I want to thank that I'm gonna end the live for the day. If you want to go start your TikTok.
Alrighty, for sure. I'll see you, Dean. I'm going live right now, man.
See ya.
Appreciate you.
I'd like to thank Bethy Boop for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat, who says, keep the facial expressions coming, Dean. I've been sick and they're helping me stay cheerful. Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you. And then I think we got a couple people on Venmo that we'll probably end for the day. Alicia, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Who says, shout out to Otis Johnson, please. Yo, shout out to Otis Johnson, whoever that may be. Thank you for the $25, Alicia. Jordan with $1 says, love your lives. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Vanessa with the $25 who says, happy Monday. Here's to an amazing week. Happy Monday, Vanessa. Fuck yeah. Happy fucking Monday. All the love in the world to you. Thank you for the $25. Then Taylor, thank you for the $10 who says, quote unquote, let's see what Taylor says. Where'd she go? There it is. Wait until he gets really pissed, then acknowledges this. I just want to make the dude mad. Well, unfortunately, Taylor, he's gone now because TikTok shit itself. Unfortunately. Okay. Well, chat, tomorrow, I'm going to put a lot of preface on this word. Hopefully. Tomorrow, I will hopefully be live for a full 4 hours. Uninterrupted. Okay? I don't know if we'll be able to get through the day because today was pretty rough. Today was pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Today was pretty bad. But we will see. We will see. I'm gonna hop off for the night. I know it was only a 2-hour stream. I feel really weird ending 2 hours in. Like, what's going on? This isn't me. You'll maybe hear more from me later this evening, doing an IRL battle with Parker. And I love you all. Chat, I'm going to go film a Jubilee episode. Shit on some conservatives. Put them through that ringer. Try to change their minds. I'm not going to change their minds. Who am I kidding? The Jubilee producers love to pick the craziest fucking conservatives known to mankind. Can I even say that? I'm not disparaging Jubilee. Because I think that there's a non-disparagement, but there's also an NDA, so I can't say that either. Fuck! I'm just kidding. I'm just having fun. I'm going to stop talking. Peace and love, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Oh, shit. One last thing. Go raid Parker. @Parker Get a Job on TikTok. @Parker Get a Job on YouTube. Bye, y'all.